Man,
Hello?
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were.
Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it.
Right. You hear these athletes talking about, yeah, we was out there tricking. What? Why? You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. Stop paying people that you don't have no respect for. It sets it up bad for us. We got women out here can't find a man because they acting like him. You are alpha. Now the alphas all want these subservient husbands. You can't have one.
No. That ain't gonna happen. Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it.
That's why we took the damn field.
man the fuck up.
Now, a woman that got a job walk, you know, with security, am I right or wrong? You know what I'm saying? You know, they walking the nightclub going, honey, I don't give a fuck, I don't meet nobody nowhere. Because I'm going to the credit union tomorrow, I don't need nobody tell me shit. I buy my own damn shit. That's right. And that's the kind I want to meet.
Man, yes, sir.
Liquor license?
A what?
A liquor license. Was she a dyke, a lesbian?
You're not gonna hate man.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town? I can't hear you.
You're just a flightless bird!
Leroy!
Read my lips. You ain't no player.
Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no.
That's not your hair! Take that pile of shit off your hair, you can't...
Okay? Don't ever.
I cannot believe it.
Yeah, give me some love, baby.
Just let it go. Read, dog.
1 2 1 2 1 2. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Damn. Yes, I put in a lot of work around here. I teach my class thoroughly. I make sure that my class knows everything that they need to know involving this box and all of these other things. Now, being that I don't get any cash apps and super chats, I've decided to run a pop quiz. If I can't get no damn cash apps and super chats, at least I can get some damn answers. That's all the brother's asking for. We will understand, you know, that the class is being taught well. See, because remember, once you know the class, you can go teach, brother. We all about each one teach one. And if you ever need, you know, extra, you know, expert speakers and stuff like that, we all are that for one another. You guys don't get it. It's called the brotherhood, man. Private information, private conversations, all the fly shit. Nobody can answer these questions unless they've been through our class or they have the knowledge themselves. There are other people with the knowledge, but nobody could put it into use the way that we can. So we have a pop quiz, and this is an easy quiz, but it's something that we teeter on and off, you know. But this pop quiz, this is the most important shit. And the first question would be, what is the new way? Oh, I could do banners and shit like that. Hold on, man. What is the new way that women are what is the new way that black men have to have children? What is the new way that black men have to have children? That's a damn shame. Damn shame we know these answers, man. I could tell you that. What is the new way that the black... Oh, I got a little period there. Hold on. What is the way that the new black man has to have these children messing with these women? What is the new way that black men have to have kids? Okay? Of course, we will, go over all of this stuff, but before we get into that, I'm going to need some answers, King. I'm going to need to know what is the new way and why? Why is that the new way? Do you think that's the way that you would want for yourself? Is that the way you would want for your brother? Do you think the men that have to go through this new way when they was growing up knew that they had to do this? And then we're going to get into the pricing. The pricing. Do you think as a black man supposed to be so powerful that you would have to pay 5 figures to have a baby without fucking? We're going to cover all of that. Because when you see these videos that I got for you, we got one. We got one good one. This girl right here in the orange. This girl said she let her man go. This was we had one other one. So it's only 2 girls out of all of the bitches that we covered. This woman said, I let my man go because my body couldn't fulfill. Matter of fact, I'll do that for you.
I told my husband to go have a baby with someone else because my body was broken. I told my husband.
See that? Everything that we teach over here, guys, is real. We don't play this game that's out here. Yes, we're not getting any money. Yes, we're not getting any views, but we damn sure are not playing. That's what no one can accuse us of. Shit that we talk about and the shit that we say when we watch all these other women videos. Oh, I'm so down and I'm so sad. What does the class say? Let that man go, you selfish bitch. So this woman is a real woman. She's a real one, son.
I told my husband to go have a baby with someone else because my body was broken. I told my husband to go have a baby with someone else because my body was broken and he deserved what he desired. And I felt like I was holding him back.
That's right.
I allowed infertility to consume me.
That's
I
right.
allowed it to dictate who I was and my work.
That's right.
I allowed it to dictate my marriage.
That's right.
And if you allow it and let it, it will consume you totally.
That's right.
It will become who you are. Doctor's appointment, shots, tracking, numbers, all of that.
Everything that we teach over here. Everything. Son Welbeck, what's good? I got the pop quiz over here. Nobody giving me any answers, but we'll continue because this is a special case right here. This is a woman who did the right thing. Okay? And it's everything that we teach. It says, hey, I'm dragging that man to doctor's appointments. We're running numbers. We're doing shots. And the thing consumed her. Question is, why did it consume her? Because she couldn't cash in. And she know that shit ain't right. Simple.
Because I told my husband to go have a baby with someone else because my body was broken. I told my husband to go have a baby with someone else because my body was broken and he deserved what he desired. And I felt like I was holding him back. I allowed infertility to consume me. I allowed it to dictate who I was and my work. I allowed it to dictate my marriage. And if you allow it and let it, it will consume you totally. It will become who you are. Doctor's appointment, shots, tracking, numbers, all of that. But here's what God has been teaching me.
Now she just lied. See that, King? Class. Don't let them lie. Class, the black woman has fucked Almighty God's name up. That's how horrible these people are. They will throw God into every, I'm not going to say sin, I'm going to say malfunction that they engage in. Okay? They try to just, they want it to be a higher authority of accountability. It is pathetic. Now, I was with her till she brought God into it. She can't be accountable.
All of that. But here's what God has been teaching me. I am his, and there's nothing that he has promised me that won't come to fruition.
DSO, what's good? In our class over here, DSO, hey, we let these bitches tell the lies and we say, that's a lie. So everybody in my class knows this is the portion of the lies when there's an accountability figure ahead of her, which they use God in vain. Is horrible.
He's also been teaching me that I have more value than what my body presently can.
The black man has been telling black women, you are more than your box. We basically don't really give a fuck about it like that, but we'll take it. But why you can't show that you're more than that? So the question is this, class. When do women try to say to themselves that they are more than what their body can offer? When do women finally say that? Because everything that we hear on the internet is women are scared, men want their body, men want to take their body, men want this, men want that. So the question is, class, which nobody will ask on any other channel on YouTube. When do women say, yo, I'm more than what my body got to give you, brother? When do women do that? Right, DSO. We got an answer. We got one right answer for the pop quiz so far. DSO is in the lead. Let's get it.
You're not gonna hate man. That I have more value than what my body presently can push out and can't push out. And also that my husband never saw me as broken. He loves me for me, pregnant or not pregnant. I just want to encourage you, woman of God, woman going through infertility, that God has the final say, no matter what the doctor's reports say. And though I do not have my baby yet, God has promised me her and him or for him, and I will see it coming.
It went low. Everything that you can imagine from having bad cat, I've said it to make sure that I uplift my low self-esteem, because I did everything right. I got the man with the money that loves me, but I can't give him what he needs. He desires something. Look at my man. My man is a provider, protector, and I can't give him a baby. But guess who's going to make sure I get that baby? God. Not the person who made sure that I fucked up, the cat. That's why we cover this stuff, y'all. The reason why we do this is so that brothers can see these are irresponsible people. I don't give a fuck what they do at a 9 to 5. You worse than a fucking crackhead. You can't even take care of your fucking self. And then some man loves you and you sit around looking pathetic because you wanted to have a baby when you was ready. Okay? I just wanted to play that for y'all so y'all can understand. Look, she let that man go have another baby. She's the real one. She said, look, bro, go have a baby. How many years you gonna wait fucking around with me? I'll give her that. It gets no realer than that. And like I always tell you, brothers, with the Pussycat Facts, what is the title of the Pussycat Facts? Only real women will let you know about the Pussycat Facts report. Only real women will do it. Everybody else is a fake, son. So we basically got a 0.001 percentile thus far. Can't even give these bitches 1% of bitches who are real. You get a good man, you realize not just you, but your box ain't shit. And you know what men like. All right, guys, let's do a little bit more.
All right, y'all. So we got the news that we really didn't want. Like,
why does this always happen to us?
Every time.
You see that, guys? You see that? That's a good man.
Like,
why does this always happen to us?
Every time, y'all. So we got the news that we really didn't want. Like,
why does this always happen to us?
Y'all. So we got the news that we really didn't want. Like,
why does this always happen to us?
Class, the question is, when you get with a beautiful black woman, they're all beautiful to me. When you get with a beautiful black woman, do you want to be like this man?
So we got the news that we really didn't want. Like,
why does this always happen to us?
Every time.
Naomi does have a 5-centimeter cyst. Our actual doctor wasn't there to give us like the full direction right then and there. So we're going to wait for our portal to be updated so that we can know exactly what the procedure is going forward.
It's going to be what it's going to be. I've had a cyst before.
I've had a cyst before, guys. Class, we got a question. Do women know that they have conditions of their pussy before they get married? And you see what she did, right? I've had a cyst before. So a cyst supposed to be nothing. When is it nothing, class? When is it nothing? It's a pop quiz. Let's do this. Show me what's up. You're not giving me any cash apps. You're not giving me any super chats. You're going to show me that you are knowledgeable. I demand it. I demand it, man. I demand it. She knew she had cysts before. Do these women go around giving out bad box? And when, and only when, will women talk about their cysts and the things that's happening inside their box and reproductive system openly? Those are two questions right there. Pop quiz. Let's go.
We're going to wait for our portal to be updated so that we can know exactly what the procedure is going forward.
It's going to be what it's going to be. I've had a cyst before in 2019 that I had to get removed. That was 10 centimeters. And then I also had a cyst last cycle. Now, I didn't get removed before, but I'm pretty sure that's the same one that was there. It's just grew.
So when do women talk about their box openly like that? Come on, it's an easy question, man. It's just a pop quiz. It's not a real exam. Come on, guys. It's just a pop quiz. It's not, a whole exam. You understand me? It's just a pop quiz.
Her womb is so polluted. I can't even have a fucking little baby with her. You're not gonna eat me.
Pop quiz, man. Pop quiz. Right. When it's too late, after marriage, after the man has found out you can't do shit. After the man has found out you can't do shit, you hear me? That's when the woman starts to talk openly about, her box. And as men, they think we're supposed to accept that on those terms. And what happens, like we always say, this good man, he's in the bag. It's too late. Last thing a man wants to see is something happen to the woman that he loves.
I had a cyst before in 2019 that I had to get removed. That was 10 centimeters. And then I also had a cyst last cycle. Now, I didn't get removed before, but I'm pretty sure that's the same one that was there. It's just grew.
The reason why we didn't get it removed last time was because, the doctor was fearful that had we messed with that cyst, it could have even further depleted the ovarian reserve because
now it could have further depleted the ovarian reserve. Now this would be on the exam, guys. As far and what else? Scar tissue. Okay. Creating blockages and not a safe pathway. Okay. Scar tissue forms up. Anytime you go in there and you cutting around, you develop this scar tissue. You understand? So we always going to take it to the next level on these people when they try to think we don't know shit.
It's fearful that had we messed with that cyst, it could have even further depleted the ovarian reserve, because this cyst is sitting on one of her ovaries.
Click the link in our bio to watch the full video.
There you have, bitch ain't shit, son. Bitch ain't shit. Let's do this.
Hey friend, so I made a playlist on my page, and if you scroll over, you see right here IVF. You click on it, and there are,
Like I said, brothers, black men, we never grew up like this, black man. Black man, we never grew up like this, where we had to do this just to make a baby. They fucked us up. You think this is right? It's the new way that black men got to have kids. You understand me? Shit is horrible. And then they still don't talk about black men like they're all that.
Daddy, you gonna be a mama?
Come on, brothers. Get your ass out there, get you some good box and make you some babies, son. Shouldn't have to go through this shit, man. All right. So we're gonna go to the main event. All right. After this. Because the way I see it is like this, guys. I see it two ways. I see black men as being some of the most pathetic niggas I ever seen, and saints at the same time. I'll give you that. But then I see these women that will have us black men grow up to have a baby like this as a piece of shit of a person. See, because it took you to do the right thing and not fall into systemic programming for everything to go right without this scientific, technological bullshit. That's a piece of shit of a person. I don't give a fuck what you say. Fucking reduce my brothers to this bullshit. Then got the fucking nerve to fucking talk about, oh, she fucking Pookie. Oh, she do. Brother, you were the bitch that got you fucking inseminating her ass, and you can't fuck her for the duration. Unfucking real, man. Paying $25,000. We are fucked up people. They fucked our women up, man.
Basically, long story short, this is a growth hormone. Next, we got gone. I don't know what this bad boy do, but long story short, it basically
fucking reduce you niggas to a piece of shit. They reduced you, son. I would never be reduced by no bitch like this unless she was paying big money. Fuck out of here. I'm gonna pay for a bitch and be reduced? Never. Fucking good man. He's a good man. What did she do? What did she do, class? She fucked him. And she made sure she fucked him right. Let's get to it. Let's have a little fun. She made sure she fucked him right. Let's go.
Yes. Baby, I want you. Girl, I know you got a body. That's just a biz. That's just a biz. Nigga get in them good. Can a nigga get in them good?
That's all these bitches are about, homie.
Girl, would you fuck me for free? Girl, would you fuck me?
That's all these bitches are about.
Just wanna freak your body, yaddy, yaddy. I know you don't do this for everybody, yaddy.
That's all this is about, players. So it's all about fucking because she can't convert. She can't convert. And when we try to tell these bitches, ma'am, we all about box. That's all you got. She's supposed to go ahead and say, nah, I could do a whole bunch of other shit, but she wasn't programmed to do that. So we know what we're dealing with. We know what we're dealing with.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were.
This is what it's like, guys. This is IVF day one.
Got my nigga out there looking like a complete asshole.
We took the Gonal, we took the Megatron, and we took the Mercury.
There you go, guys.
Day one done, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, send me in this like smooth, you know what I'm saying?
There you go, guys. All right. Everybody laughs at me. Everybody laughs at me because we actually show what it really is. And that's unfortunate. It's cool. But hey. Okay. Hold on one second. Let's get to the real deal. Damn, you niggas ain't gonna like this shit. These bitches ain't shit, son. Let me tell you. My goodness.
Am finally able to sit down and give an actual long in-depth update
Yo, this story broke my heart, son.
about my IVF journey. I honestly can't wait until I look at a screen like this. But God is good. I'm not these fertility clinics. You're honestly not supposed to even record. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not like a huge YouTuber. So they're like, sis, no, we're not doing all that. So I don't even try. But I was able to do what I could. So what I could do is what you will be seeing in my vlog. So basically where we are now, we just paid for IVF, the big old price that we had.
We just paid for IVF. Big price. Let's talk.
I was like, oh my gosh, Mike, we could have bought a house with that money. But
we could have bought a house with that money, Mike. Mike, we could have bought a house with that money. That's what you doing for this pussy, Mike. Let's go.
So basically where we are now, we just paid for IVF, the big old price that we had. I was like, oh my gosh, Mike, we could have bought a house with that money. But God is good. I'm not complaining. I'm super excited. But we already paid for the procedure itself. And then we actually just got our medication. You see how many receipts is on this bad boy?
Look at this, guys. This is what they reduced you niggas to. This is what they reduced you, nigga. Look at what they did. Now, that's my black brother. That's my black brother. He should not have to do this. Look at this shit. All these receipts and medicines and prescriptions on this bag. Because this bitch pussy ain't shit. Come on, King.
See how many receipts is on this bad boy? We have so much medication, like... So
Yo, black sister, let me tell you something, black sister. Let me tell you something, sis. You done fuck this community up, man. You done reduced my brothers. You done reduced yourself. You done deleted the babies. You done fell into all the programming, all the way up to scientific sci-fi. Sci-fi.
See how many receipts is on this bad boy? We have so much medication, like syringes in here, syringes in here. We have progesterone here. There's more.
Progesterone. We have covered that class. I'm not going to hit y'all with that question, but progesterone. Okay. They lose it because of, I'm not going to bring that to you, but understand you've heard that before, and you know that's dealing with one of the conditions, okay? So when she's just saying things, she's always believing that you niggas don't know shit.
We have so much medication, like syringes in here, syringes in here. We have progesterone here. There's more. Is this? Yeah, this is an injection here. All of this are syringes. Syringes in here. There's a syringe in here.
How black men have to have kids now. You brothers, I don't ever wish this on any of you brothers.
So
unless you're getting paid.
To say, my husband will be treating me like a voodoo doll. Not only that, I bought her IVF socks, so I can't wait until they come in. I bought that from Etsy as well. I bought a shirt for myself, and I bought a shirt for Mike. So I can't wait for you guys to see that. The shirt is basically for our transfer day, and the socks too, I think. Yeah, our socks. My socks are going to be worn for the retrieval, and our shirts are going to be worn for the egg transfer. Another purchase that I have here is my toolbox. I bought this off of Amazon, and it's pretty big. And what I'm going to do is just kind of...
You niggas, man. Y'all niggas, man. Y'all niggas better get your head in the game.
They're going to do my blood work. And my doctor told me, because we spoke to the doctor this morning, he told me to bring everything there. After my blood work, I'm going to speak to a nurse. And she's basically going to give me the whole run through of the medication and what it is I need to do and when and all of that, which is so helpful because I saw this bag because Mike actually went and picked it up. It's an hour away from us, so he went and got it. I saw this bag on our island and I was completely overwhelmed. Cycle. Yes, we are going to get pregnant on the first cycle. And that's what I'm going to continue to think in my head because that's actually what I did when I had my last IUI. She basically was like, you're pregnant until proven otherwise. So I was like, okay, I'm pregnant. And I actually had a positive pregnancy test. It was a faint line. I showed it to my mom. And I'm going to go about IVF the same way. And this time it's going to be completely positive. And we're going to have a healthy baby. So I'm just affirming things and I'm speaking it into existence.
So she had an IUI and it read that she was pregnant because her blood levels or whatever that shit is probably was rising. But it was a dud. Okay. So she already had a dud with the guy and they're 6 years in their marriage. Let's go.
And so that's how I'm going about my IVF cycle. Back to the update. I believe the last time I was on camera, I was going to my HSG appointment. So the HSG appointment, basically, I had to get a polyp removal surgery.
Hold on.
In the uterus.
Hold on.
Basically, is when they added the iodine in the uterus just to clear out my fallopian tubes. My fallopian tubes are fine, but they did end up seeing polyps. So for the third time, I had to get a polyp removal surgery. Procedure number 3.
Now, why is this important? Because I showed you the girl in the orange, and she told you she let her husband go have babies somewhere else because she got sick of all of the surgeries and the doctor's appointments and the numbers, and she got sick of it. This woman is not sick of it. She just said this is her third polyp surgery. Okay, which is something, I guess, to, clear the pathway. Okay. This woman is really trying to put this man through it. Okay. She had a failed IUI, false read. And then she kept having these blockages of polyps in her box, and she's going to get that cleared out again. And all of this stuff is dealing with price. So they could have bought a house with all this shit they're doing for her pussy. Let's go. When the other woman said, look, just go.
I had to get a polyp removal surgery. Procedure number 3.
Polyp. I said follow. Polyp.
Hopefully this is the last time. No more polyps. Cannot do this, okay? But this just means it's one step closer to us getting pregnant.
Yeah, I appreciate you for watching, man. I'm going to keep cooking. Let's go.
So that's exciting. So now I'm just waiting to be seen. And she said it's going to take like 15, 20 minutes. So hold on. I'm just waiting to be seen. So yeah, the procedure. So because polyps are so easy to remove, I was kind of like, easy breezy. And it didn't take away from our timeline. So I was grateful about that. So right now I'm on an antibiotic because they saw some inflammation on the lining. So
I'm on an antibiotic because they saw some inflammation on the lining. And what I tell you guys is these women just started talking free when that pussy broke. I'm trying to tell y'all something, man. They talk free.
I am taking the antibiotic right now just to take care of that. Other than that, we're cool. I'm trying to think what else. I'm taking birth control again. So I was on birth control.
She's taking birth control again. Why is she taking birth control? A lot of times when you get off of birth control, you kind of could get pregnant easier or whatever the case is, but it still doesn't mean that it's a healthy baby. And she's throwing contaminants in her body.
Control, they took me off because I was done with the pack. So now I'm taking birth control for 14 days and I start my IVF medication on Sunday. So I'm excited but yet nervous because I am not a needle girl. I do not like needles at all.
You see, she was ready.
Okay.
Get him, Mike.
On the count of 3, all right?
You pinch it.
There you have it, guys. This is the new way that black men have to have babies. This is it right here, guys. The new way that our black brothers have been reduced to rubble. Reduced to rubble. Platt, what's good? Oh, I forgot, Platt. I forgot, man, that 3 o'clock was 6 a.m. for you. And I just had a pop quiz, man. I got really pissed off. And I was like, look what they reduced us to, man. That shit pissed me off, son. It pissed me the fuck off. And I just said, I got to do a pop quiz because we've taught all this stuff before. We've taught all this stuff before. And you know, it's just that brothers laugh at us, Platt. They laugh at us. You don't know it, but they actually laugh at us for covering this type of stuff. And I don't give a fuck because these brothers are reduced. Man can't even fuck and make a baby. Brother, you ought to be. Let me calm down. Let's go.
In here, right in my fingers out.
You ought to have your ass beat. I could tell you that. I'm gonna just say it. You need to have your ass beat. Let's do it here.
Pussy whip. I whips pussy. Read my lips. You ain't no player. Pussy whip. I whips pussy.
Come on, Platt. You know how we do. This nigga's a clown. Yeah, I went a little too early, Platt. That's my fault. I had a pop quiz on these niggas, man. I ain't getting no damn question. I got a couple questions answered, but more importantly, this is the new way that black men have to have kids. And to not feel reduced while you sitting up juicing this bitch like Jose Canseco, nigga, juicing the bitch.
Okay.
Get him, Mike.
On the count of 3, all right?
You pinch it here. Right in my fingers out. I got it.
1, 2.
Ow.
Aw.
On both sides.
And I'm gonna tell you something else, Platt. Get yourself together. I'm cooking. I ain't going nowhere, son. But let me tell you something first. Yo, these videos will piss you the fuck off.
Ah, what happened? But the only other thing that I have to do, I have an appointment today to see my primary doctor.
Oh, hold on. I gotta put you on to this, Platt. I gotta put you on. Hold on, Platt. I gotta put you on to how the show started. I can't do you like that. Hold on. This was a real one. Listen to this woman. Before we continue, see, the reason why this woman is important is so that you can see how other women ain't shit. Listen to this woman.
I told my husband to go have a baby with someone else because my body is perfect. I told my husband to go have a baby with someone else because my body is perfect. I told my husband to go have a baby with someone else because my body was broken and he deserved what he desired. And I felt like I was holding him back. I allowed infertility to consume me. I allowed it to dictate who I was and my work. I allowed it to dictate my marriage. And if you allow it and let it, it will consume you totally. It will become who you are. Doctor's appointment shots.
Doctor's appointment shots. Consuming my marriage because my pussy broke. This woman is a real one until she started talking about that God shit.
Tracking, numbers, all of that. But here's what God has been teaching me. I am his, and there's nothing that he has promised me that won't come to fruition. He's also been teaching me that I have more value than what my body presently can push out.
That's what we've been telling black women all along. You don't got to twerk your pussy out. Do you have any greater value? They always say, I don't have to have greater value for you. I have greater value for the right one. Okay. So at that point, Platt, I had asked the class. I had said, class. I had asked the class. I had said, class, when do a woman want to be more than her pussy? When and only when. Well, I'm not going to even play this game with you. My classes are very easy. When and only when. Hey, when and only when do a woman wants to showcase that she is more than a box? One of our most easiest questions we've ever covered, because they when the box is broken. Great answer. Oh, I'm gonna get that Price is Right shit. I mean, is that Price is no, that's what's that shit? Family Feud. I'm gonna give Family Feud for my class. Great answer. I'm gonna get that Family Feud for my class, because that's a great answer, son. That is a great answer. When do women want to show men that they are more than a box? When the box is broken.
He's also been teaching me that I have more value than what my body presently can push out and can't push out. And also that my husband never saw me as broken. He loves me for me, pregnant or not pregnant. I just want to encourage you, woman of God, woman going through infertility, that God has the final say.
See that, ma'am? We was with you. You let that man go make some babies. That's the right thing to do. But what you're not doing is very, very important. And it's also what makes you a piece of shit in the eyes of my class, because we say, ma'am, why are you infertile? What happened? How could you help women by telling them that? Or you just was cursed? See, my class knows better than that. That's a major problem when you're talking to real professionals, bitch. Now you're a bitch because you playing with me. You playing. Wow, what happened, boo? Talk to me.
I just want to encourage you, woman of God, woman going through infertility, that God has the final say, no matter what the doctor's reports say.
So the doctors can't. So you run to the doctors for shots and numbers and percentages, but now the doctors can't even tell you nothing. So nobody can tell you nothing. And guess what you're going to go ahead and do? Instead of placing the accountability on your fucked up diet and your mismanagement of your pussy, what you're going to go ahead and do is hold God accountable for your bullshit. ma'am, you're a piece of shit of a person, but at least you let that man go. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. That is so important. It's everything we preach. So I'll give you that. Nobody asked you to give that man the hall pass, but you did. And that is what we call respect. That's fucked up. You're a piece of shit, but you're a great person. So let me give you that. You're a liar, but you're a great person. I'll give you that, man. Because only a great person could let that man do him. And look, she ain't leave him, and I don't think he left her. I think they had some sort of arrangement. Because she at least be in shape so her husband has a nice sex toy. I mean, bro, that woman is battered. You hear me? As long as that man is paying and she know that that nigga got baby. This is the real. This is the real, son. A real woman let that man go, or a man leaves that bitch based on the Pussycat Facts report. That's game. All right, let's move on. I just wanted to put Platt on to that, y'all. You know, he's one of my best students. Well, he's one of my best classmates. I take all you niggas as classmates. You might have knowledge that I don't have. I might have knowledge that you don't have. Oh, I did that wrong. Hold on. I did that wrong.
Check on my blood pressure. And then on only other thing that I have to do, I have an appointment today to see my primary doctor to check on my blood pressure. And then on Friday, I'm going to see a hematologist. My primary doctor, she said that my iron is critically low. I'm going to have to do iron infusions, the IVs. I've done it before in the past, so I'm going to have to do that again.
Class, you know what that is. I'll bring it back. The point is, class, that she's willing to still do this to her husband, Mike. I'm just letting you hear the evidence. I've taught you every fucking thing to know how to identify, and look at how many different things she's running off for you guys. Everything that you know.
To check on my blood pressure. And then on Friday, I'm going to see a hematologist. My primary doctor, she said that my iron is critically low. I'm going to have to do iron infusions, the IVs. I've done.
You guys covered that. You guys know that like the back of your hand. You know that. You understand me? You know that work. It's a beautiful thing when you can just hear your information. You know it's solid. You know you solid, son. You ain't got to work. You are solid. I'm sorry about that, but I had to give you your credit.
He said that my iron is critically low. I'm going to have to do iron infusions, the IVs. I've done it before in the past, so I'm going to have to do that again. My fertility doctor wants to make sure that the hematologist is okay with me getting pregnant.
See that? What do we always say, guys? After these bitches get the husband, now he got to deal with all these appointments and different doctors and insurances that cover, that don't cover, all based on her pussy. Now, when he met her, do you think that was up there on the table? Hell no. She just fucked him.
I'm going to have to do iron infusions, the IVs. I've done it before in the past, so I'm going to have to do that again. My fertility doctor wants to make sure that the hematologist is okay with me getting pregnant with low iron. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I pray it isn't, because of course that means we're going to have to push everything back. But I think it's going to be okay because I can get.
Always remember, guys, I pray, I pray, I pray, I pray. Never let anything get by you niggas. We are sharp, we are sophisticated, we are intelligent, and we are educated into what the bitch is talking about. Can't nothing get by us. Pray. Pray for what? Fuck you got low iron for. Let's talk about that. Fuck you mean pray. Yo, these bitches ain't shit, man. When the fuck you niggas gonna get it? Fuck you niggas gonna get it, man. You let everything go. Everything go by. Everything. No, we don't let shit go by.
The problem, I pray it isn't, because of course that means we're going to have to push everything back. But I think it's going to be okay because I can get the iron IVs when I'm pregnant. So we'll see how that goes.
I could get the iron IVs when I'm pregnant. Black man, Do you want your girl getting an INIV while she's pregnant, or do you just want a healthy bitch to have a baby with? Come on now.
It's the day where
Look at Mike. Look at Mike.
actually just getting in the parking lot. It is retrieval day. I was on my medications for like
Look at Mike. Mike is a good man, son. Look at Mike.
11 days. I did not expect that. I thought it was going to be like 10, but I did my medicine for like 11, 12 days, my injections. So I'm just getting dropped off.
Fuck what she talking about. Look at Mike.
Of course, due to COVID, Mike is unable to be in the building with me, which I think is so stupid because their waiting room is huge. So I don't see why.
Fuck what she talking about. Look at Killer Mike.
They have people on, a schedule and appointments, and then they can't socially distance everybody. So I'm confused by that.
Yeah, if I ever catch one of you niggas having to do this to have a baby, please allow me to stomp you the fuck out. Yo, please allow me to do you dirty in these streets. Please, my nigga. I will wash you up, son. I promise you, B. I'll stomp you the fuck out. Please allow me to do that, please.
So I don't see why they have people on, a schedule and appointments, and then they can't socially distance everybody. So I'm confused by that.
Right. Mike looked like Mos Def. Right. Facts. Mike looked like Mos Def. Facts.
So I had to be here at 9:30. Our retrieval is at 11. On the paper, it says to expect to be here 3 to 4 hours. So I'm assuming it's starting now at 9:30. So yeah, we are so excited, like so excited. And then in 5 days we'll do the transfer. So I'm just like thinking, like, I wonder how many embryos I'll have once everything dwindles down on the 5th day. So
this is some
interested
bullshit.
in knowing that. But I think all of this is like so cool. A little bit of science and a little bit of Jesus. So
a little bit of Jesus. Always remember, guys, Black women use Jesus' name in vain, always after they did something bad. They are horrible people when it comes to this God and Jesus shit. It's actually pathetic.
Once everything dwindles down on the 5th day.
Especially when you covering this pussy. When you covering this pussy, it's going to be some prayer hands. It's going to be all of that, spiritual madness.
So I'm interested in knowing that. But I think all of this is like so cool. A little bit of science and a little bit of Jesus. So I might look a little crusty because
the bitch said science, a little bit of science and a little bit of Jesus. Man, you are batshit crazy.
Cool. A little bit of science and a little bit of Jesus. So I might look a little crusty because in the instructions, like, you can't wear jewelry, makeup, contacts, lotion, all of that. So you ready, babe?
Yeah. Look at Mike.
We're going in.
Mike.
We are so excited. I feel like I could like jump out of my skin. I'm so excited. So the last that
that's fucked up. Look at Mike. We gonna move on.
To get emotional, y'all. Like, this is it. Like, it's finally here. We're about to be parents, and like, I never ever thought that we would get this opportunity to do IVF because it's really, really expensive. So we were really blessed.
She said it was really, really expensive, baby. They could buy a house. Look at Mike. Mike could have bought a house and went and fucked somebody with a good pussy. Mike, you a hell of a man, Mike.
That we would get this opportunity to do IVF because it's really, really expensive. So we were really blessed to have different people in our lives to help us out. Don't cry, girls, too early. But it's time for us to go. So I guess we can go in, and when we come out, we're going to be holders of the land. You ready? Embryo that the doctor just called and said that we're using today.
Now, they've been trying to do this for 6 years, okay? And she did everything that she had, and she putting Mike through this shit. This shit is fucked up. Let's go.
Hi. Oh, this is just so cute. Oh, embryo. What? That embryo was like huge. It was really huge.
A long path here.
Mike could not fuck her to get her pregnant. She went and got injected. Let's go. Mike couldn't fuck her.
You did it. You did great.
Thank you. You did too. It wasn't just me. You helped with the embryo too. So yes. Or she's gonna grow. Now I cry.
Now we're gonna get to the good part, guys.
We're at McDonald's because there is, and not to say that I believe in superstitions, but I think it's just fun. Y'all, my hands.
Pay attention. This bitch, listen. Platt said the bitch is already 200 and something pounds. Okay. And look at what she wants to do because of superstition. And watch Mike.
McDonald's because there is, and not to say that I believe in superstitions, but I think it's just fun. Y'all, my hands are actually washing and hand sanitizing. But there's a superstition that you go to McDonald's after your transfer. I guess they said sometimes it's like the salt that helps, or maybe what was I reading? I guess the enzymes in the potatoes, which I didn't realize that potatoes had enzymes in it, but whatever. I may just be jacking all this up, but I mean, hey, it's a fun thing to do nonetheless. I just want to, experience whatever I can to make it a fun experience. Of course, my husband ain't for it because he is all the way healthy diet and, daggone well, he don't want me to eat no McDonald's fries, but I'll just get a small fry. I don't need to be like having like a supersized fry or whatever, but just, having a little tradition going. But they made me empty out my bladder before I left, and now I seriously have to pee. Like, I had to make sure my bladder was really full so they could see. And on the monitor where y'all saw where they was putting in the catheter, my bladder had to be pretty full, and it was kind of there. We're gonna go home after this and just chill and take it easy. But I'm super excited. They showed us a picture of our embryo. They sent it in our portal, so that was exciting.
Yeah, I went to get my tea. Platt, what you said? Oh, McDonald's. Damn, yeah. That's how this goes, player.
All right, so today is the big day. I am walking to my appointment. I thought I would be a lot more nervous and anxious today, but I'm not.
All right, let's move on. Because you guys gonna see this good stuff. Here's the good stuff.
I'm nervous, but
so she's gonna get her results. Okay, guys. And he eats healthy, so it would be easy for her since the healthy food is there already. Brothers, as you can see, Mike can't tell this bitch shit. You understand? Mike is a saint. All right. Now, she's gonna, like I said, this was 6 years in the making. It still is no guarantee that she's gonna have a, whatever. And she's still willing to put Mike through this. You know what I'm saying? And it's fine. I always wish them well, but these are the consequences when you try to do your 20s whole phase. That's all this is. So let's go. The video is going to start to get good here for you guys where we can get some laughs.
It's the moment of truth. They sent me a voicemail. I was at work, so my nurse called me and sent me a voicemail. So I'm going to listen to it and hear the results of my pregnancy blood test today.
And the number looks like it was at 629. Stop doing 3 times a day.
I'm speechless. This doesn't even seem real. Like, I went in there confident. This doesn't even seem real. Okay, so she said the numbers are 100 and above. Mine were 629. I'm speechless. Like, I waited 6 years to hear those words.
I waited 6 years to hear those words. I had Mike fleeced. I did right by my box. I got Mike. He's a great man. He can provide for my children. I couldn't convert the deal for 6 years. Let's go. Hey, brothers. I partially blame Mike. Here we go. I partially blame Mike for this. If he had the Pussycat Facts report, he may have made a better informed choice. Yes. Yes. It's unfortunate, man. This is why we are here, Platt, so brothers can just understand. But as we can see, brothers are actually cool with this shit.
Congratulations. Your pregnancy test is positive. And it's finally here. It's finally here. It's finally here. Okay, so.
Now, yes, you could try to feel happy all you want, but think about how bitches talk to you, talk about you, think about you. And they're the ones struggling. Bitch happy to have one baby that she don't even know how the baby gonna operate. And I'm gonna tell you why. She don't give a fuck. That's Mike's problem. Just don't give a fuck. And it's pathetic that our women, who were supposed to be the healthiest and most physically Sha'Carri Richardson dominant, this is what we go through in the real world dealing with the black bitch.
Obviously, I'm going to have to surprise Mike and my parents. I have to tell them because they've been asking me all week, do you know you're pregnant? Do you know you're pregnant? So I have to tell them. I'm shaking. Like, I can't believe I'm pregnant. Like, the words coming out, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. And that's all I've been saying this whole time is that I'm pregnant. I've been talking to my belly. I've been reading about Hannah, Sarah. I've been so focused. Y'all just don't know.
No, we know. Never listen to that, class. We know. Class, what if I ain't tell you nothing the fuck else? I told you, you know, nigga. Just remember that, son. You know. Never let any piece of pussy tell you you don't know. You know, even when she try to say, oh, no, bitch, I know every emotion you're going through. I know everything. I know everything. I know that you ain't shit. All right? Let's just keep it right there. Do you want to have that conversation, sis? Mike is everything. Can we talk about that?
Y'all just don't know. This is literally like the best day of my life. I can't wait until Mike gets home. He's on his way home. I'm going to surprise him. Y'all don't think like I'm corny, but there are things that I bought specifically for this time, and I want to set them up for when he comes home. So he should be home within the next like 40 minutes. But I really can't believe this. Thank you, God. It's like I want to keep listening to the voicemail. And even like after I took I cried earlier, honestly, which is probably why I'm like more content now. As soon as I left the fertility center, I got in the car. I started playing praise music. I played Lord You Are Good by Israel Houghton, and I just started bawling, crying because God is so good, and I just felt it. Like I wasn't even nervous or anything like that.
There you have it, guys. Now, class, did God have anything to do with this? Yes, because we all are here if you want to go that way, but not what you're doing, sis. Are you crazy? Like, ma'am, let me tell you something what the white man been doing since Newton and Plato and all of these people. They've been trying to have a way to figure out this life thing. They've been trying to do this shit, ma'am. You are part of the science project.
Sarah will call you Tuesday with your results and next steps. Congratulations.
I can't believe it. It was supposed to be 100. About 2 years ago with her Cricut machine, and I had one of these upstairs. So when Mike comes in, he'll see this, and so
Big Mike, Killer Mike, let's go.
Record his reaction.
That's how big she is. Okay, we see her full body now. So she was throwing that big body all over Mike. Mike was digging them guts. Hold on, Mike was getting them guts. Hold on. Hold on, Mike. Go ahead, Killer Mike.
Oh,
pregnant.
Hey.
Class. Do you want to conceive a baby this way with your black queen, white queen, whatever you want? Do you want to conceive this way? Do you feel bad that black women have to conceive this way? Are you embarrassed that your community has to conceive this way? And have they reduced men by having to conceive this way?
What's wrong? Oh.
We're pregnant.
Hey. Yeah.
Yo, congratulations,
Long time
man.
coming.
Don't take the nigga moment.
Surprise you.
I knew you knew.
How did you know I did?
I always know when you have a surprise. Hey.
So how
Finally did it.
do you feel?
I feel great.
You want to hear the voicemail?
Sure.
Okay, hold on. Let me play.
I was just called HCG. We want to be at least 100 or greater. It was at 629. And continue your meds, the extras are not for today.
Awesome. It's funny. This broke
Did
right
it?
before it called.
Oh, Lord.
It kind of makes sense.
Oh, it's broken. Chains are
They
broken.
said soon and then it popped. I'm like, okay, that might be good.
That's the Lord telling you.
That might be good.
That's the Lord telling you, Mike. That's the Lord telling you, Mike. Okay. Now, watch this. They're going to the girl's family's house. They're going to play music. I'm going to mute it.
No, we have a.
They're going to the female's family's house. Look at daddy. Look at daddy. Her daddy got found out he gonna be a granddaddy this way. Because everybody knew what was up. You know what I'm saying? They knew she had a good man. You know what I'm saying? Look at grandma. Look at grandma on the couch. That's what's up, y'all. That's what's up. That's what's up. Shake my hand, Big Mike. Shake my hand, son. Give grandma a hug, son. Big Mike, you did it, son. Big Mike, you did it. You did it, Big Mike. You let that bitch fleece you, nigga. Look at this bullshit. It is what it is, man. I'm just letting y'all know how black men are having children. I'm just letting y'all know what's up. Everybody want to laugh at me. You know? Family thing. Oh, right. I think it was a Christmas game. I think this was a Christmas football game or some shit like that. You know? Love is love, y'all. Love is love, son. Hopefully you brothers are happy for the sister, B. You know what I mean? You know, they know that woman spent about $30,000. That woman spent $30,000 to get that thing popping. All right. All right, guys. One more. Hold on. I got one more before we do freestyle. Only if they can choose the sperm that's going to be 6'5" with a 30-inch vertical. Well, K. Michelle and them, They get to do all of that. K. Michelle and them.
I'm not super disappointed because I know we just started trying, and so.
All right, guys, let's cook.
It is what it is.
It's really, really hard to see like these negatives and for it to not happen. God's timing is right, and like I always try to believe that God's timing is right.
Class. What we tell you about that God shit, class? What we tell you? They turn us off. They turn us off talking all this bullshit.
Because I know we just started trying, and so it is what it is.
It's really, really hard to see like these negatives and for it to not happen. God's timing is right, and like I always try to believe that God's timing is right. I don't know. It's just like when all you want is to have a baby, it's really, really hard for it to not happen.
We are finally sitting down to talk about something that we have been going through as a couple for a few years now. We've been doing it behind the scenes.
Look at my nigga. Look at my nigga, son. Yo, that's my brother, son. Yo, that's my brother, son. That man shouldn't have to do this shit. He picked that bitch because she looked wholesome. That's my brother, son.
Scenes and just between each other and like our extended family, because it's a very emotional time. It's a very tough and tumultuous, I would even call it.
Do you think that when that black man grew up, do you think when that black man was growing up that he thought that he would have to do this to make another him that he could go take to the ball court, have a good time with? Now, like I said, I hope it all works out. But at the same time, did you think that when he was growing up, he thought this?
And it's something that we're just ready to sit down and like talk about.
That's a lot, yo, bro. We all try to, I don't know how to put it. I guess, let's say you make all the money that you want, right? You still going to try to recapture your, the things that you wanted as a child that you always wanted. You're always going to try to recapture a lot of portions of your upbringing of things that you thought of, that you wanted to create, It's very important.
I would even call it. And it's something that we're just ready to sit down and like talk about, because it is a big part of our lives, but I feel like a lot of other people go through it as well. So I've always known that I wanted to have a family, or I wanted to be a mom. Since I was 16, I knew that would be something that would really make me feel fulfilled in my purpose.
That man got him. I'm 3 for 3, 3 wives, 3 children, solid gold. The man picks well. You know what I mean? Now, I'll give the caveat. Well, I'll give the caveat that I had got in that situation where bitch was like, yo, son, I can't be doing no more deletions and shit. I was like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, so when I do this stuff for real, son. And I hold my baby mama in one of my baby mamas in high regard, that, they both got boxed, but her threatening me that, she couldn't have any more deletions and stuff like that. And, thus where it created all my thinking of like, what's going on and stuff like that. But I'll give her credit. She still had the baby. You know what I'm saying? So everything went well. The pregnancy was well. Like I told y'all before, the bitch water broke. I was in the neighborhood. I had just left, went to the store. She called me, said her water broke, took her down. I think we went, because we was living in the Bronx. So we had, her doctor was down in Lenox Hill. That's way down in Manhattan. But, I had the whip. I was there, took the bitch down, watched the baby come out the box, all the fly shit. So I'll give her that. But I still got threatened on some not knowing the Pussycat Facts report type shit. You see what I'm saying? So let's go.
Purpose is being a mom when the time is right. And I always, like, even in the beginning of our relationship, when we were just dating or talking or whatever, we both made it very clear that we wanted to be parents and like we wanted to have kids.
When they met, they knew they was in love, and they both made it very clear that we're gonna have some children.
I know, like, we would have conversations about his, like, your upbringing and how you wanted to be to your kid because of how, you know, how your situation was.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you know, growing up, single mom, you know, dad's alive, but not in my life, so, you know.
The man grew up, his mother put his daddy on child support and left that ass. His mother fucked up. Fuck all that. Because guess who your daddy made, player? Your daddy made you, nigga. He did something good, right? But anyway, so this man said, yo, being that I ain't have a daddy, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be a daddy. Look at her face, King. Look at her face, class. That man said, because my daddy wasn't there, I'm going to make sure I be a daddy. That's why I picked this bitch. She was wholesome. I knew I was going to be a daddy. I knew I could provide. I knew I could do my thing. And she be doing her YouTube shit. Let's go.
Because of how, you know, how your situation was.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you know, growing up, single mom, you know, dad's alive, but not in my life. So, you know, knowing that whenever the time came for, you know, me to become a father, knowing that I want to.
Bitch want to take the bitch, keep that camera on you, bitch.
Be, you know, the best dad that I could be.
And so, like, that was always a big part.
Yo, this bitch ain't shit. Yo, this bitch ain't shit.
Of our, like, goal as a couple. Like, every couple makes goals, and that was just something that we were so excited about. And that was something that
y'all niggas let me curse. Y'all know I ain't getting no money. Y'all know I ain't getting no super chats. Y'all know I ain't getting no cash apps, and y'all let me curse like that. Y'all ain't shit.
And that was just something that we were so excited about. And that was something that really, like, for me, it was really important to find someone who had the same want to be a parent. So we got married.
Look at that wedding he provided for this bitch. Look at that wedding he provided for this bitch. yeah, let's see, that's what we talking about. Real talk, single fathers, cook these bitches. Ain't no love in the city, pimp. Ain't no love in the city.
Her womb is so polluted. I can't even have a fucking little baby with her.
Man, yes, sir.
And I'm pretty sure, like, full disclosure, I don't have anything to hide, but, like,
look at that wedding this man provided for her. Look what he did for her.
Started birth control in June of 2000.
Here we go. Contaminants in the body. Let's go.
Or, like, full disclosure, I don't have anything to hide, but, like,
full disclosure, I don't want to hide. Class, when do women stop wanting to hide?
And I'm pretty sure, like, full disclosure, I don't have anything to hide, but, like, I started birth control in June of 2018, of the year we got married, just because, like, at the beginning we wanted to kind of, like, we were like, oh, let's wait to have kids. We weren't, like, in any big rush, like, leading up to our wedding. And then after we got married, 2 months after we got married, we were like, all right, we're ready. Like, let's just go ahead and try. And so
now let's break that down, class. Class, I got some questions, class. I have questions, man. Now, maybe she'll get to it more in the video, but as of right now, from this story, I have some questions. Let's go.
And then after we got married, like, leading up to our, let's wait to have kids. Because, like, at the beginning, we wanted to kind of, in June of 2018, of the year we got married, just because, like, at the beginning, we wanted to kind of, like, we were like, oh, let's wait to have kids. We weren't, like, in any big rush, like, leading up to our wedding. And then after we got married.
So she got on the birth control. Hold on. Let me make sure y'all hear her say this.
And I'm pretty sure, like, full disclosure, I don't have anything to hide, but, like, I started birth control in June of 2018.
I started birth control in June 2018. Listen, Class, I got questions. Pay the fuck attention.
Full disclosure, I don't have anything to hide, but like I started birth control when in June of 2018 of the day
I started birth control in June 2018. Let's go.
of the year we got married, just because
The year that we got married. Class, do you think that's the only time that she ever took birth control? Class, she took birth control the year that we got married. Do you think she was on birth control before the year she got married and she was fucking him? How does this story work? Is that the first time she ever got on birth control, class, from everything that you know? Talk to me. Talk to me, son. I'm counting on y'all. Talk to me, class. Pop quiz. Pop quiz, son. She got on birth control in 2018. Do you think that was the first and only time that she got on birth control? And was she on birth control in 2017 when she was still fucking him? Or did she just meet him in 2018, get married, and jump on birth control? What part of the story makes sense? Please to let me know. Let me know. Let me know. So she waited till marriage to get on birth control. Okay, I'm willing to go with any one of these stories. Okay. I mean, I don't know if she was a virgin, but let's go with the story. Let's just go with the story. See, because anyone is going to make sense. That's the fucked up part. So she was on birth control as a virgin. Let's go.
like at the beginning we wanted to kind of like, we were like, oh, let's wait to have kids. We weren't.
So at the beginning when he married her, she said, but she's saying that we said, she said, let's wait to have kids. But guess what he ended up saying? No, I want kids now.
Like in any big rush, like leading up to our wedding. And then after we got married, 2 months after we got married, we were like, all right, we're ready.
Stop the show. King Disagreeable is in the building.
They just don't know. We keep treating these men like they are boys.
Hey.
Man, yes, sir.
Like, let's just go ahead and try. And so I stopped taking birth control in December of 20.
No. Platt, you don't get to walk that story back, nigga. This is class. You gonna get some questions wrong. It just is what it is, brother. I'm fair, but I'm stern, player. Hey, I'm going with your narrative. I'm just a professor. Like, we can walk that narrative, but you don't get to walk it back. That's what we ain't doing. If he waited till marriage to get the box and then this damn, no, you know that story don't make no damn sense. So what did Platt do, y'all? No disrespect. I love you, King. We're teaching here. Now, see what Platt did right there. He misused all the knowledge that he knows. And I asked him a fair question. I said, do you think that was the first and only time that woman was ever on birth control? And he said, yeah, she was a virgin. Now he like, I don't know about that. Let's go. The light skin trap, yo, she trapped the fuck out of this nigga. Yo, it's a beautiful, it's beautiful.
Yeah. 2 months after we got married, we were like, all right, we're ready. Like,
so she got on birth control because they agreed that they wasn't ready, but he was the only one that was ready 2 months after. Got you. I hear you talking, sis. Let's go.
2 months after we got married, we were like, all right, we're ready. Like, let's just go ahead and try.
Now, him being a provider, can you tell him no? Him being everything that you ever wanted in a man, can you tell him no? Yo, if I was their marriage counselor, we'd be lighting it. If me and my class, I need my whole damn class being her marriage counselor, gunning her down. And y'all know I'll gun him down. Pause.
And so I stopped taking birth control in December of 2018. And that's where I officially, for me, I started like our TTC journey, or trying to conceive journey. And I remember
guys, if you ever see anything on YouTube or anything, all that other stuff, you see TTC, trying to conceive. Black women have been cursed after they have poorly executed maintenance of their pussy. Now they have been cursed with TTC, trying to conceive. Can I get an amen? Please, can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? Am I wrong for thinking men look pathetic when they said it? No, everybody, hey, King Disagreeable, everyone says it. Everyone says the same thing. I mean, everyone says the same thing when they see these men sitting there. And that's why we bring this to the congregation. We bring this to class because all of us, we know. Nigga can't tell us he don't look pathetic. We're looking at you, King. Fuck you think I'm stupid? I'm not that stupid. I'm not that stupid. You know, you look fucked up, homie.
Man, yes, sir. I started like our TTC journey, or trying to conceive journey. And I remember taking my first pregnancy test after we had like officially started trying. This was in January of 2019.
What's up, guys? So this intro is probably gonna be really, really fast because
And how did she trap that nigga, class? She fucked him. She fucked him down to the ground. Look at this man. This man got a nice house.
really have to pee, but I'm recording this because
this man got a nice
there's a
house.
possibility that I could be pregnant. And Damien and I have been trying to have a baby.
Damien.
For like
Damien. His name is Damien. Brother Damien. Brother Damien. Brother Damien. Brother Damien. I'll be damned.
I really have to pee, but I'm recording this because there's a possibility that I could be pregnant. And Damien and I have been trying to have a baby for like 2 months now. I've been taking pregnancy tests for almost like every week for the past.
So they was trying for 2 months and she been taking them pregnancy tests. She was like, yo, I'm trying to cash in on this Damien. Or is she? Or does she know certain things? Let's find out.
This month. Oh, for the past.
Look at that ring. Look at that ring.
2.
Look at that ring.
3 weeks. It's right now January 7th, I believe. January 8th. And so we've been trying.
Oh, that's a hotel.
Since December. And so I started taking the tests a lot because I've just been feeling.
But their house is nice too.
Really, really nauseous lately. I mean, I have like a little soreness in my boobs, just in like in this is.
Look at that ring. I'm trying to catch that ring.
Really, really nauseous lately. I mean, I have like a little soreness in my boobs, just in like.
Look at that ring, King. Damien put the ring on it. Pay attention to the real game, son. Damien put them real rocks on there. Damien, look at that. That's decent, son. Come on, man.
This is TMI, but like just like in this top part, I've been feeling like, kind of icky there, and then just like super nauseous still. Like that's kind of been my main that's been like a main symptom for me. So I've been going off of my ovulations like that. Like that's when we like try the most is during when I'm ovulating. I use some apps and stuff like that. And so yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the past 3 weeks have been all been negative, but I know I've just been taking them super early in hopes that maybe they'll show me a little bit early. I don't really know. I really hope that I am, but I've been feeling nauseous for a while, and I've been taking the pregnancy tests, and they've all been like a hard no. So, but I'm just woke up. I'm like fresh pee. Like I really have to pee super bad. So we'll see how it goes. If I am pregnant, I'll take the test first, and then I'll let you guys know what's going to happen after this. My hopes aren't that high, but here's the test.
Let's go.
I'll be right back.
I took that pregnancy test. I have the clips, so I'm sure it'll be put in here. But I was so excited because when I took the clips, I'm like, I grew up thinking like, you just do the deed and baby.
You heard that? I grew up thinking you just fuck and make a baby. Ma'am, that is how it goes. That's the way. It goes that way. Why is it not going like that for you? Why are you saying that it's a different way?
I grew up thinking like, you know, you just do the deed and baby.
So did Damien. So the fuck did Damien.
I grew up thinking like, you know, you just do the deed and baby. And you grow up like hearing like, oh, don't do the deed, or like you're gonna like it just seemed like it was gonna be so easy. And like I feel stupid.
Oh, hold on, I'm missing some comments. My fault. The box is right behind the nuclear bomb when it comes to destruction on a global scale. Ma'am, you just do the deed. That only counts for healthy box, ma'am. Like, how could you be even having a different conversation? What's wrong with you?
Like you're gonna like it just seemed like it was gonna be so easy. And like I feel stupid for being sad about like that negative, because I had no idea what was gonna come, like what the future held.
That's why everybody told you don't live the way that you're living. Men was telling you this your whole life, and you decided to go against it. Don't try to say you didn't know what the future held. Men have been telling you, black women, over and over and over. But it doesn't matter. As long as you got Damien, you done fleeced the fuck out of a good man.
Easy. And like I feel stupid for being sad about like that negative, because I had no idea what was going to come, like what the future held. But that one really like stuck, because I don't know, I just thought it was going to be so easy. And so
that situation really stuck, because I thought I was a wholesome woman. I thought that I could just make love and reproduce. Look at me, y'all. Don't I look good? I'm wholesome, right? Unbelievable. She knows. Oh, come on. She knows her box ain't shit. It's messed up, and she wants to admit it's not his fault. Now, Platypus Dreams earlier was saying that it was Mike's fault, and we had to say, like, we don't know, because it's like we didn't have a Pussycat Facts report, man. And we know that they're out here looking for Damiens and Mikes. And they'll tell him, yes, they will, when it's too late. Everybody knows that.
But that one really like stuck, because I don't know, I just thought it was going to be so easy. And so we didn't get pregnant. We kept trying. And I want to say like 6 months went by and nothing was happening. Like there was no, obviously I wasn't getting pregnant.
There we go. There we go, guys. Damien ain't did shit wrong, but guess what she'll do? She'll run Damien to the clinic to say, hey, yo, let's check you. These bitches ain't shit.
I'm at this point in my life, like with this whole trying to conceive thing, where it's not going the way that I planned or Damien planned as well. He's always been very adamant about wanting kids. I've wanted a kid since I was like 16, and it's always been something that I feel like personally, like I was put on this earth to have a baby, and I will.
But what happened? What happened? Did you fall into the systemic programming of the black woman? Do you have a PhD? Do you have a PhD? Did you fall into the programming? It don't make sense, ma'am. Did you diet like the white women, or did you criticize the way the white women ate? Let's talk. Talk to me. Is one of your jokes? One of your jokes is white women don't use no seasoning. Talk to me. You like seafood boil? When you go on vacation, you just eat anything? Let's talk. Don't try to say like what happened from when you were 16, like you had no control.
And Damien planned as well. He's always been very adamant about wanting kids. I've wanted a kid since I was like 16, and it's always something that I feel like personally, like I was put on this earth to have a baby, and I will never really be like happy, like fully happy, or like fulfill my like purpose in life unless I have a baby. That's just how much I really want one. Like I'm happy, like it's great, but you know, I want a kid.
What I tell you niggas, the Pussycat Facts report will separate the weak from the strong. She really wants a kid. And guess what, guys? You see that bitch in the evening gown and she tell you, yo, I really want a kid. You gonna fuck her. But you ain't gonna get shit. Same thing with Kendra G. Bitches call her up. Yeah, I got 5 kids, Kendra. Kendra can't make no kids. All that money. You heard that bitch? She said, yo. Yeah, I'm happy. It's great. Just like Kendra. I'm happy. It's great. But she also said, yo, I'm kind of over this baby shit. Like, yo, this shit is sickening, B. My box can't convert. She wanted a baby since 16. When did she start smashing? Here we go. Where you niggas at in the chat? Y'all letting King Disagreeable do all the cooking. What the hell?
Man, yes, sir. And I will never really be like happy, like fully happy, or like fulfill my like purpose in life unless I have a baby. That's just how much I really want one. Like I'm happy. Like
I'm happy. I know you happy, boo. You got a PhD. You got Damien. You got everything. You got a dog. You got a nice, clean house. You got a full closet. Ma'am, you are happy.
Like purpose in life unless I have a baby. That's just how much I really want one. Like I'm happy. Like it's great. But, you know, I want a kid. We're in cycle 7 right now of trying. And around cycle 4 of trying, I just became really discouraged because it just wasn't happening. And so I went to my doctor and she was just like, well, you're young. Like, that's what they always say. It's like, you're young. It's okay. Like, just keep trying. And she told me, keep trying for another 6 months. And then nothing happens. Then come back and like, we'll run some tests and stuff. And so during that time, I had gone to acupuncture. I got put on these like herbal medications.
Class, you know all this already, class. But can you answer this question, class? She said, I got a good one for you. Class, she said, you know, they told us go wait for 6 months. So what did I do? I went on acupuncture. I went doing holistic stuff and things of that nature. Class, why did she do that? That's the question. The doctor said, yo, just go try some more. Why did she go try to do this other shit?
For another 6 months, and then nothing happens, then come back and like we'll run some tests and stuff. And so during that time, I had gone to acupuncture. I got put on these like herbal medications to lengthen out my cycle because my acupuncturist was saying that my cycle was too short.
Right. Why was she doing all that? The doctor said just go home and fuck. Why did she do all of that? Please, class, pop quiz. Let's go.
But basically, I took another pregnancy test, and it's negative again.
At this point, I've been trying to conceive for almost a year.
It's just like, I don't know what else to do. And it's almost at the point, like, okay, as far as like going to see my doctor and stuff, I have been doing acupuncture to try, and I heard that it's really good for fertility and stuff like that. And I'm on week.
Why? Why did she even find out that acupuncture was good for fertility? Why? What's the answer, class? Why? What is the answer to that question? The doctor said go home and fuck. But she decided that she's going to do acupuncture and all this other shit. The question is, why would she even do that? Platt said selfish. Yeah, that is part of it. That's definitely part of it, because during the year and going to the doctors and everything, she found out, yo, my pussy fucked up. That's the thing she don't want to tell. She don't want to help other women. Maybe she still got some video to go, but she found out that her pussy was fucked up. So she started to go get acupuncture and all this other shit to try to regulate herself. You see what I'm saying? And all of that is selfish. Because as you can see at this point in the video, you can see, yo, I got Damien. Damien's everything I want. He did everything I asked. Now all he's asking to do is for me to make love to him, which I love to do, but I can't convert. So she found out her pussy ain't shit. And that's why we're at this point in the video right now. That's why she went to do the acupuncture and all this other stuff. Okay? See, all that stuff was like, all of that stuff right there was like, so Damien could believe in his heart, no, I'm wholesome. I just got to regulate my diet. And then, so she was still, you know, that's so Damien can feel a good way. No, I just got to go do this acupuncture and regulate myself and then continue to make love to you. That's all that was. Okay? Plain, what's good?
Leroy.
Real talk single fathers. Because she because she thinks she's Erykah Badu. Praise Jesus. Praise Jesus.
Man, yes, sir.
Unbelievable.
Leroy.
Week 6 of doing it. And obviously I'm not pregnant yet, but I wasn't expecting to be pregnant like after the first session. But it doesn't make these negative pregnancy tests come any easier at all. Actually. And so in September of 2019, it was our 1-year anniversary. We were about to go to Mexico.
Look at Damien. Damien got that nigga got bread, son. She got some too. But you know, power couple, they gonna go to Mexico for the anniversary. You know they gonna make a baby then.
September of 2019, it was our 1-year anniversary. We were about to go to Mexico. Picking up a friend from work one day, and I was a couple days late on my period, or maybe I was a couple days early. I don't know. At that point, like I was just testing like crazy. I was testing 5 days before my period was supposed to come. If it was late, which my period was it was never late really. It was either coming a day early or right on time. I was like so in tune with like ovulation tests, and I had a notebook where I would like track my ovulation.
Ma'am, why? Why was you doing that, sis? For Damien, right? Because you know you can't hold up your end of the deal. That's fucked up.
And like get the Amazon cheap ones and tape them in the notebook so I could like really watch the progression.
Doing a new approach. And I think that
Yo, a real talk single fathers. We tried to tell King Disagreeable. Real talk single fathers. We tried to tell King Disagreeable. King Disagreeable said, yo, would I be mean for saying Damien don't look too happy about this? Nigga, my eyes is just like your eyes. That nigga is pissed. He's damn sure not happy.
this new approach is just going to be more.
Yo, imagine you had to sit up there and say, yo, I had to have a sci-fi baby with my bad bitch.
Tactical instead of like guessing. Because again, all the apps had me ovulating and all said different, like we're like a day or two away. And that can make a huge difference, you know, in because you only ovulate once.
Ma'am, you are really concentrated on your pussy. Ma'am, I've never, you don't hear many women know their days of ovulation in hours and seconds like you do. You're really in tune, man. Can't cash in for good old Damien, huh? Can't cash in for can't cash in for good old Damien.
A month. So watching these videos, I have decided to do 2 different things to make my life a little bit easier. I saw this woman's video. She had conceived her baby in like a month and a half of trying, or maybe like 2 months of trying. And she came up with this notebook. I'm going to show you this book. So this is the notebook. It was not the exact same notebook, but she had a notebook. So on the front, it says there's a purpose in the season of waiting. And let your hope keep you joyful, be patient in your troubles, and pray at all times. So basically, she just wrote down the days. Like,
this bitch is crazy, son. See what they do to you niggas? Y'all think this is a game. This is what she's doing to Damien. Fuck her. She's doing this to Damien, son. Bringing this fucking notebook to Damien. Said, look, Damien, my bad pussy. You see, I'm keeping track.
And I was doing everything. So we were about to go to Mexico, and I went to pick up a friend, and I had bought some pregnancy tests, and I just took the pregnancy test at her job. And there was like a line there. It was very, very faint, but it was like I'm a testing, like, not genius, but like I know a lot about tests. Like I know what's negative and I know what's positive. I've looked all over the internet. And so when I saw the positive, I was like, oh my gosh, like, is this really happening? And I took another one, and then it was again another. It was a couple hours later, but it was still coming up positive. And I was like, well, I guess I'm finally pregnant.
Today is August 20.
All right. So things were looking good. Let's go.
8th. We leave for Mexico tomorrow morning. And I took 2 pregnancy tests yesterday. Or I took a total of like, and they were the CVS brand. But you can.
Anniversary gift to him. I had like.
What I tell y'all. This book, this acupuncture, everything is for Damien. Now look what she's gonna do to Damien.
To zoom in a little bit to see if
that was gonna be like my anniversary gift to him. I had like, it was a few days.
How's that a gift to him? How's that a gift to him? It's fucking regular. Fuck out of here.
Before we were about to leave for Mexico, and I had this whole thing planned out, and I even have a.
You fucking bitches run child support on real single fathers. Fuck you mean it's a gift? Run child support on niggas. Run niggas out the house. Fuck you mean it's a gift to him? Unbelievable, son. Damn, bro, I feel bad for dude. He got a nice looking female with a raggedy box. Hashtag free Damien. oh, shit. You're not gonna hate man.
Clip of me like outside of our house, like recording, you know, how I'm gonna tell him and all this kinds of stuff.
And so that's like huge, right? Like I didn't any of this one, but it was like an old one, so I think dollar store now. I don't tequila involved, ready, and I don't know what to do. I don't want to take another pregnancy test because I already, but I got positives. Like I got
fainter. So my period still hadn't come.
2 false positives.
I kept testing. Like we got to Mexico, my period still hadn't come, and I kept testing, but the line kept getting fainter and fainter and fainter, and then just disappeared at one point, and then my cycle ended up coming while we were on our trip.
Pay attention, y'all. My fault for being disruptive. Pay attention. She took all these pregnancy tests, and it kept coming up. She kept confusing herself. And guess who got to burden that shit? Damien. So listen to what happened.
My period still hadn't come, and I kept testing, but the line kept getting fainter.
She kept testing, and the line kept disappearing.
And fainter and fainter, and then just disappeared at one point, and then my cycle ended up coming while we were on our trip.
Did y'all hear that? Look at this evil bitch. But did y'all hear what? Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Her cycle came on an anniversary trip to Mexico. Did y'all hear that? Are you paying attention? Yo, players. Players. Do you want to be in Mexico on your anniversary with a bad bitch with a period? Do you want to do it? Fuck is wrong with you, man? Do you want to do it? Is that the reason why you picked that bitch? Come on, y'all. Baby vanished from the box. Yeah, real talk. Took the nigga to Mexico. DSO. She took the nigga to Mexico, DSO. Okay, yeah. I'm sure she gave him neck. No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure now. I'm not sure. Because y'all niggas think that, see, y'all always thinking the best. Let me paint this picture for you, King Disagreeable. Tell me if you agree. Tell me if you agree with this right here, son. Check this out. She was taking all these tests and she was very, 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 very happy because it came out that she was pregnant. She was gonna tell Damien as an anniversary gift, right? So guess what happened? She kept taking the test, trying to show off and be a showboat, right? King Disagreeable. And then guess what happened, son? The line went away, found out she wasn't pregnant, and her period came on a trip with Mexico. Now she would have given Damien head, right? But guess what happened? Her pussy messed up because she got endometriosis and all that shit. So guess what she's doing now? She's in pain because of her period, and she's in pain because she thought she was pregnant. So guess who got to wear the burden of that pain and try to console this bitch so he could get some sloppy toppy in Mexico? So I'm not sure if he got great sloppy toppy. Because what she's supposed to do is get super drunk and go sloppy toppy. But I believe she tried to use this as a crying moment. So let's see what she says. Let's see what she says. Let's see what she says. Well, maybe she fucked him on a period. I mean, if you're going to fuck a bitch on a period, I would say do it at a hotel. Fuck it. Fuck that shit up.
I mean, it was tough. I mean, especially knowing how we've always talked about you wanting to become a mother. And, you know, obviously me wanting to become a father, just like going through that constant of like, all right, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? When's it going to happen? And it's like,
watch her face. Come on, King Disagreeable. You got to pay it. Yo, Damien is a saint. Man ain't going nowhere. He a dumbass nigga. He's stupid. Fucking sucker. Ain't his fault, but you still a sucker. Ain't his fault, but he's still a sucker. You understand? But look at her face when Damien gets to talk. I keep telling y'all niggas, class, when can a man be real honest about a bitch through and through? In her face. I teach you niggas this shit every freaking day. That man can talk in her face and look at her face. Plain. I mean, yeah, Platt, you got to understand, she's going to use her period cramping and her being sad to not do it the right way. But we'll see, because Damien said he was pissed. Damien was pissed. Look at her face. She don't give a fuck. She got the ring.
Always talked about you.
And faint her. And then just disappeared at one point. And then my cycle ended up coming while we were on our trip.
I mean, it was tough. I mean, especially knowing how we've always talked about you wanting to become a mother. And, you know, obviously me wanting to become a father, just like going through that constant of like, all right, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? When's it?
Yo, look at her face. Yo, son, if I ain't never showed you nothing else, I show you bitches' faces that look like this all the time. When you watch YouTube, you see bitches rising up. When I show you bitches, they look like this. And they show you that a man is powerful. A man is gracious. A man is benevolent. A man is caring. A man's a provider, a protector. A man will voice himself. Trapped or not. That bitch can't never say Damien ain't a good man.
How we've always talked about you wanting to become a mother. And, you know, obviously me wanting to become a father, just like going through that constant of like, all right, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? When's it going to happen? And it's like, you know, it's just tough going through that going through that cycle even after the anniversary. And when you showed me those tests, like it was dope. Just like the excitement that came with it, and then a couple of days later, while we were still there, you got your period. So just tough, time. It's a tough moment in time.
That was tough, but that was close to our 1 year mark, and I think going through that whole process, like, it was a really difficult time for me, like before we even went to the doctors and started getting the test done, because you then start seeing everyone around you get pregnant.
She always cut it off when she got to be on camera telling the truth.
I'm at the point now
Well, not in 2019.
where I have friends, I have family that are having babies or like announcing their pregnancies, and it's like it's so like happy to me to see them like bringing life to the world and doing these things. I know like my friends are going to be wonderful mothers and all this stuff, but it's at the point.
But that's how fake the Black woman is. I'm so happy for them doing all this, but what, Prince? But when they ran the Pussycat Facts report, it clearly states by them having babies, their box is better. That's what it states, Prince. When you run the Pussycat Facts report, it states that their box is better than hers. That's why she said, but, because she's listen, no woman wants another woman's box to be better. I'm sorry, guys. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. 9 holes. Yes. The human body has 9 holes. The human body has 9 holes. You niggas don't know that? Count them up.
Where I have friends, I have family that are having babies or like announcing their pregnancies, and it's like it's so like happy to me to see them like bringing life to the world and doing these things. I know like my friends are going to be wonderful mothers and all this stuff, but it's at the point where like I'm getting bitter. Like,
I'm getting bitter. The Pussycat Facts report is the most solid piece of information that has been known to mankind. I can see it within my own eyes. Other women are getting pregnant and having babies, showcasing that their box is better than what Damien has.
All this stuff, but it's at the point where like.
So now at this point, Damien has bitter box. Does any man that is as successful as Damien, should a man like Damien, he's successful, he did everything right, should he have bitter box in his environment? Mouth box, back door, hands, feet. What? What are you talking about? Plain, you got it all wrong, nigga. You got it all wrong. Yeah. You got to count the eye sockets, dog. Got to count the eye sockets. You got to count the eye sockets, B. Now, question class. Have you ever nutted in a bitch eye? If you nutted in a bitch eye, what color does her eye turn? If you have ever nutted in a bitch eye, what color does her eye turn? I try to be gracious with you niggas. I try to be gracious with you niggas. Right. All my pimps know. 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 Yo, we do this shit, son. All my pimps know. All my pimps know what color the eye turns when you do that. All the pimps know. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get that Family Feud shit, man. Or that Jeopardy shit. We getting it.
I'm getting bitter. Like, I'm just getting so bitter, and I don't want to get to that point where I just can't even be happy for my friends and family. And
But I tell y'all about the selfishness of the black woman. Bitch can't even be happy for her friends and family. What a horrible, horrible person. Nah, not because of that. Because you know Damien deserves better. Fuck you talking about. I don't give a fuck about how you feel about your family. They gonna love you regardless. They gonna love you regardless. But what about good old Damien? That's where you ain't shit at. Yeah, y'all niggas are crazy, man. Y'all niggas are crazy, man.
And I just don't want to be like, I don't want this to affect how I am as a person. And it's something I'm finding it very hard for me to be happy.
I respect that, boo. I respect that. I respect that. Love is love, sis.
Sometimes people would get pregnant and I'd be like, oh, okay, that means it's my time. Because it'll be like 4 or 5 people announce their pregnancies at one time. And I would think that was a sign that it's like my time, it's our time. Like,
right. That sign shit don't work, boo. That sign shit don't work. Sorry.
All right, any day now, Lord, like it's our time.
Here we go with this Lord shit. Lord Jesus. Here we go. You're not gonna hate me.
And then when I would find when someone else would announce their pregnancy, I would have full, complete breakdowns. Like I remember one time one of my friends announced her pregnancy and I was already having a really bad day. And I came home.
See that? That's the Tyler Perry movie shit right there. She was already having a bad day. And guess who she bring that burden to? Good old Damien.
And I was already having a really bad day. And I came home from running errands and I read the text and I like threw my phone. You remember that? I like threw.
So she came home in front of Damien. Fuck that shit she talking about. I came home and I made sure Damien was looking, right? Yo, pay attention, man. Yeah. Bitch, you could have threw your phone and you could have walked out the room and threw your phone, bitch. You could have walked outside the house and threw your fucking phone in the river, bitch. But you made sure Damien was looking, bitch. You talking to the wrong person.
I was already having a really bad day. And I came home from running errands and I read the text and I like threw my phone. You remember that?
Right. You made sure Damien was looking. I get it. Sis, you need a real fucking therapist, man. You need some fucking help. I tell you, you need to come over here to the class and get some fucking help.
From running errands and I read the text and I like threw my phone. You remember that? I like threw my phone and I was just like, I don't know what I said, but I just like broke down because it's just really tough.
Until like I'll have like blimps of happiness and stuff like that. And you guys, like, I feel like if you follow me on Instagram, like you'll be able to see that like when I'm feeling happy, I'm active, I'm on there because that's like my career, that's my job, and I'm on it, I'm doing well, and I feel like I'm connecting with you guys and I'm relating to you guys because we're all positive.
Right. We know, baby. What about Damien? We care about Damien. Fuck all this other shit.
But I'm more like sad and lonely and depressed when most of the time, like I don't feel happy majority of the time.
So do you think that's good for Damien? Do you think that's good for Damien?
When most of the time, like I don't feel happy majority of the time because it's like I have this one thing that's like covering my head and this one like deep dark cloud that is over my head.
The few times that I actually did break down, I did break down outwardly. I always was trying my best to not let people know that I was really struggling. And then you get all the advice from everyone, like just stop. If there's one thing that I let people know that I was really struggling. And then you get all the advice from everyone, like just stop.
Told you, she always edit out that real emotion. It's tough, man. It really is, man. Really tough on my sisters, Kings.
There's one thing that you can get from this video to not say to someone. There's a couple things. There's two things to not say to someone when you know that they're struggling trying to get pregnant is just relax. Try not to think about it, because it's impossible. Like, it is physically impossible not to think about something that's literally running your whole life.
Ma'am, I'm sure you wish that you met Damien when you were younger. And that's just how it goes. Sorry.
It's all I can think about. It has been running my whole entire life since 2019. Like, every single day. There's
All right, Plain, you just got here. Let me show you something. Let me show you one of our real black women, not these fake bitches. This is a real one.
I told my husband to go have a baby with someone else. I told my husband to go have a baby with someone else. I told my husband to go have a baby with someone else because my body was broken. I told my husband to go have a baby with someone else because my body was broken and he deserved what he desired. And I felt like I was holding him back. I allowed infertility to consume me.
You see that, Plain? You see that right there, Plain? Now that's what we talk. That's all we could ever ask for our brothers. Is to let that, like, if that's your husband, either let him go make some children or let him go altogether. Okay?
I allowed infertility to consume me. I allowed it to dictate who I was and my work. I allowed it to dictate my marriage. And if you allow it and let it, it will consume you totally. It will become who you are. Doctor's appointment shots, tracking, numbers, all of that. But here's what God has been teaching me. I am His, and there's nothing that He has promised me that won't come to fruition. He's also been teaching me that I have more value than what my body presently can push out and can't push out. And also that my husband never saw me as broken. He loves me for me, pregnant or not pregnant. I just want to encourage you, woman of God, woman going through infertility, that God has the final say, no matter what the doctor's report say. And though I do not have my baby yet, God has promised me her and him or for him, and I will see it coming. You ever felt like giving up on your marriage?
There you go, Plain. That's a real one. That's a real one. Give her credit. She's a real one. She's not like these other selfish bitches.
Not a day that goes by that I don't think about this. And that's really crippling in a sense, because you just think about how much it's holding you back from doing. And I remember getting like really frustrated with people.
They always upset at everybody else because they got the bad box. And guess what? And she knows that it's an embarrassment on Damien. She knows it.
In a sense, because you just think about how much it's holding you back from doing. And I remember getting like really frustrated with people. I specifically remember this one day I was talking to a group of ladies, and I was just trying to explain to them like how difficult this was. And all that they were saying was like, just try not to think about it. Like, you're young, it's fine. Don't think about it. It'll happen. And it's like, most of the stories that I've heard of someone getting pregnant when they're not thinking about it is when they've given up. And I wasn't at that point. I wasn't at that point of giving up. Why would God give me such a want and such a need?
Here we go. Why would God give me such a want and such a need? Sis, are you taking any questions? Yes, Prince. Before you met Damien, what was your wants and your needs? Was it a career, sustainability within your own money, PhD? Those were your wants and your needs at that time, right? So did you think that you could just do whatever you want forever? Did you think that you could just eat anything that you wanted to eat? Did you think that you could just mismanage yourself? Only thing you thought that you would meet yourself a Damien, and then the world would be everything, right? Now this is public embarrassment. Bring him on cam like this. It is what it is, my nigga. I'm just trying to let you know. The other shit that we watch on YouTube is bullshit. This is a man who closed the deal. You hear me? Let me show you something. So that's 2040. We bookmarked 2040. Look what Damien did. Look at Damien.
That would really make me feel fulfilled in my purpose is being a mom when the time is right. And I always, like, even in the beginning of our relationship when we were just dating or talking.
Look at Damien.
Or whatever, we both made it very clear that we wanted to be parents and like we wanted to have kids. I know like we would have conversations about his, like your upbringing and how you wanted to be to your kids.
Look at Damien. Look at Damien. Look at Damien. Look at Damien, son. You want to talk about embarrassment? Look at Damien. Give that man his credit, man. Look how Damien hooked this woman up, son. Turned that bitch into the princess that she knew she was. So all a black man wanted was a good woman that loves him, man. And he could reproduce and make some more good people like us. You know? That's all that man wanted.
I was talking to a group of ladies and I was just trying to explain to them like how difficult this was. And all that they were saying was like, just try not to think about it. Like, you're young, it's fine. Don't think about it. It'll happen. And it's like, most of the stories that I've heard of someone getting pregnant when they're not thinking about it is when they've given up. And I wasn't at that point. I wasn't at that point of giving up. Why would God give me such a want and such a need and not fulfill it? Like, that's been something that I've really been struggling with and not fulfill it. God give me such, and I wasn't at that point. I wasn't at that point of giving up. Why would God give me such a want and such a need? Giving up. Why would God give me such a want and such a need?
They'll just question God. They'll just say God abandoned them. They'll just go there on the count of that box, son. They'll go there.
Giving up. Why would God give me such a want and such a need and not fulfill it? Like, that's been something that I've really been struggling with.
My mental is just not good. And it hasn't been good for a while. And it's not good because I can pinpoint it to like the one thing that's making me like my mental health just like shatter, and it's making like my life a lot more difficult than it needs to be or than I would want it to be.
Man, we know you thought that your whole life you was in college and everything, and you made people believe that you was carrying yourself well. That's all this is, boo. Everybody thought you was carrying yourself well. That's all this is. And it's coming to the forefront.
Up to this point, like you would see like just this whole journey and everything I've been going through by myself. I feel like by myself, because I don't really know how to talk about it without people just telling me like, oh, it'll be okay. Like,
I just wait on the timing. Like God's timing is right, and like I always try to believe that God's timing is right.
Turning on God. They'll turn on God, baby. Yo, these bitches ain't shit, me. They'll turn on God. But the reason why I say that is because they're throwing the accountability on God and not how they lived their whole 20s. You see?
Like I just wait on the timing. Like God's timing is right, and like I always try to believe that God's timing is right. I pray and I wake up hoping for better days, but there's not. It's really hard to be continuously happy when every single day, anytime during the day, I'll be doing something and I'll just automatically think about how much I want this. It's not happening.
So she has Damien, and only thing that's left, like everybody knows the story. Damien's a great man. Everybody, they deserve to have a family. These are good, well-educated people. Everybody would be so happy for them and proud.
Honestly, I feel like we didn't talk much about it, which I don't think is a bad thing. I sometimes did, in full transparency, I did get annoyed because sometimes I did want to talk about it. Because I did feel like it was a lot of times it was me doing all the research and it was me watching all of the videos.
Wow. This bitch is wicked. Unbelievable. So he's supposed to sit around and do research. He's supposed to have made all that money to make you love him, give you a fabulous fucking wedding and a big fucking ring on your finger, and he still got to do research on your pussy so he can have a little Damien. Unbelievable.
Parents did get annoyed because sometimes I did want to talk about it. Because I did feel like it was a lot of times it was me doing all the research and it was me watching all of the videos. But I was also very understanding that, like, I know him and I know how you process things differently than I do. And just because I don't see you doing something, that doesn't mean that you're not.
I mean, it was exactly what you said. Like, I'm a fixer, so I'm trying to fix things, trying to like take the stress as much as I can off of your plate, so that like I can, bear most of the stress or bear most of the weight. And even like I'd be doing my own research and looking stuff up and researching stuff, but I wouldn't bring it to your attention because I know, like, I wouldn't want to add more stress and more pressure of how you're feeling and what you're going through. Like, at the end of the day, I'm a man. Through and through, I'm never going to be able to know or feel or understand what it's like to be a woman and try to get pregnant and see pregnancy tests and watch these videos and do all that. So like process things the way I do, but it's also like, I'm your husband. I'm trying to be like a protector and trying to make sure that you don't, like, not that you don't feel that way, but that you try not to let it own who you are and change who you are as a person. Like knowing that eventually, God willing, things could happen, that it could work out. But right now, in the time being, it's like every day trying to make it a little easier for you so that if it happens down the line, it's a smoother transition. But it's tough to hear, like, me trying to tell you, like, it's okay, just relax. But you're living it every single day. And like, yeah, the span of a year, 2 years, sure, it's not a long time in the grand scheme of things, but when that's on your mind every single day, it starts to weigh heavier and heavier and heavier. That's something that I've gotten to learn and try to understand more.
And just
there you have it, fellas. You heard it from Damien himself. That man ain't scared to talk. And all that man told us, he's a good man. And when he grew up, he never thought that he would have to try to console his woman because her pussy couldn't convert. That's all he told us. He basically said, yo, when I grew up, I ain't think I have to be doing all this shit, but shit, I done married you. What am I supposed to do? I love you. Damn sure don't want to see nothing happen to you. I don't want you down around me after I'm trying to get this pussy and pop. But I damn sure never thought it would be like this when I was growing up. I just want a little Damien or two.
The dynamic of being a man and a woman in this journey, women tend to carry most, not purposefully, but women just tend to feel a lot of this a lot more just because it's our bodies that go through these things, and that's just how it is. And so I've always tried to remember too that, like, and not to hold that against him, like, he just may not feel things or like see things the same way that I do. And I have to understand that.
Ma'am, are you taking any questions? Ma'am, what he's going through is that he could go get a healthy box. Are you aware of that? Or you just know that you got Damien so fleeced it don't matter? That man deserves a healthy box. What is wrong with you? Oh, shit.
Just may not feel things or like see things the same way that I do. And I have to understand that. So I think that even though I don't feel like our communication was where I wanted it to be personally, I don't hold that against you in that first section of this whole thing, because there's just a lot of...
Because you can't. Because you can't. You can't. I don't know who the hell you think you're talking to. You can't. That man ain't did nothing wrong. There's nothing to be held against him about. These people are sick. That man did nothing wrong. So he's supposed to cater to your bad box behavior? Are you out of your fucking mind?
Where I wanted it to be personally, I don't hold that against you in that first section of this whole thing, because there's just a lot of different factors involved in it. And I know that I do know that we both were feeling it and understanding like the severity of it. Dealt with it the way we felt when we didn't have answers, which is probably the hardest part. I don't know what's been the hardest part, to be honest.
Right. That's one of your favorite parts, Plain. Hey, Plain, this is one of your favorite parts when bitches be like, oh, I don't know what it was, but whatever. Look, listen.
Which is probably the hardest part. I don't know what's been the hardest part, to be honest. Severity of it, feeling it and understanding like the severity of it, dealt with it the way we felt when we didn't have answers, which is probably the hardest part. I don't know what's been the hardest part, to be honest. And severity of it, dealt with it the way we felt when we didn't, like the severity of it, dealt with it the way we felt when we didn't have answers, which is probably the hardest part. I don't know what's been the hardest part, to be honest.
The fuck does that mean? What does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? Fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? The bitch ain't said nothing. Hey, yo, Plain, that's your favorite part. Hey, yo, Plain, that bitch just what?
Which is probably the hardest part. I don't know what's been the hardest part, to be honest. We're not all the way through the story.
If you're here to learn what you don't know, yes? So I'm going to dial in right now and dive into some of the most common.
There are probably people right now who are going through the same things I am, and they're watching the other videos, and they're watching like all these women who like struggle, and then at the end they get pregnant, or they show that they're pregnant. I don't know, but I come up here to talk to you just to vent, because no one's here right now. Not that I can't vent to my husband, but my husband's out, and I just don't know. I don't really want to talk to anyone either. Like I kind of just want to, kind of sulk. So sometimes I'm okay. Like I feel like I need to sulk in my sadness. But I took another pregnancy test and it's a hard no. I just felt like I wanted to sit down and talk about it, because it's just a really hard thing, especially like with my job and my husband's job. Like unless I travel with him or he's actually home during the time that I'm ovulating, it's just not possible to get pregnant. So it just makes this kind of harder for it to happen. And then you think like, oh, okay, our dates finally matched up. Or even this past summer, like we were together almost every day this past summer. Why didn't it happen then? When all you want is to have a baby, and all you want is like just to be a mother, it's just like, no baby. And that's like the hardest thing in the world. And I feel like my anxiety is at a point where like I'm afraid to go to like my actual like doctor, my actual OB. I'm afraid to go to her and they run some tests and something's wrong with me. Like, I don't know if anything's wrong with me. I don't know if it's just timing. I don't know if it's all these other factors that go into trying to have a baby, but I don't want to find out. I'm so scared to find out and I couldn't have a baby.
Here you go, guys. Yeah, you niggas ain't shit, man. You niggas ain't shit. That's crazy. She ain't said nothing about using the app that tracks her cycle. She did it all, man. She did. She said she did the app. She said she did everything, son. You know? That's the messed up part. She did it all. Yeah, I love my sisters, B. I'm just so sad that they messed themselves up, B. That shit is wild.
We're cleaning, so if you want to skip this, that's totally fine. I'll see you in the next one. But today I want to talk about my experience with uterine fibroids, my experience with the surgery, and my experience in organizing before surgery so that I could have a very smooth recovery. I want to make this video for women who may have fibroids but don't know it and don't know what their weird symptoms are and whether they should get checked out.
Yeah. To be continued, man. These people, like I said, the title of the show is "What's the New Way That Black Men Are Having Babies?" So she's gonna, I believe, matter of fact, we're gonna go back to that because you know my gladiator may be coming soon. But we're gonna go back to that because she's taking him on the IVF journey. Like, the shit is horrible, son. You hear me? So from what it sounds like, is she gonna go to the doctor finally and they're gonna say, yes, ma'am, your pussy fucked up. And then they're gonna say, what are your options? You know, you could do IVF and stuff like that and try and see if that works. And guess who gets to wear the burden of that shit? Damien.
And for the women who are nervous about having this surgery, I want to make you feel a little bit more comfortable or let you know what to expect. So if you don't know what fibroids are, they are a growth, a benign tumor in, that they're very likely to take very good care of you if these situations arise. But how I knew I had fibroids was kind of a long, convoluted story. I've always had sort of a bad period experience, but I was, pretty able to get it managed, up until my late 30s. When it was in my late 30s, my periods became very heavy and a lot longer than, they should be, like maybe like 8 days instead of just the normal, 5 to 7 days. So it was slightly longer and I bled a lot. I started to need to buy the highest absorbency tampon on the market, I think, at this point. I was going through that. And for a while that was enough for me. Like, I would go through maybe 2 or 3 of those a day and I was good. But later in the process, I started to go through one of those every hour. So I needed to actually have one of those tampons and then having a backup maxi pad to prevent me from having accidents and things like that. And even then, I still had times where I had accidents. There was actually one incident that was really embarrassing where I had to go to Target and deal with my stuff in the bathroom at Target and then go buy a new pair of jeans. Maybe a year after I started having these really heavy periods, I started to notice that I became really tired all the time, that I just was always exhausted. And
Ma'am, can I ask you a question, sis? So when you were having all these heavy periods, nothing told you to go to the fucking doctor? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Now that's serious though. So you just gonna keep buying maxi pads instead of saying, why am I bleeding so much? Were you sexually active at the time? So you would just give men this sort of pussy? Damn, pretty wicked, sis.
To notice that I became really tired all the time, that I just was always exhausted. And even, I drank a lot more coffee than I probably should have, and I like coffee, but I was very tired. I'm very fatigued. And I started to have this chest tightness and shortness of breath. And I didn't know what the deal was. And I went to my general practitioner and I was like, listen, do I have walking pneumonia or something? Because I was concerned that I was actually like sick, but didn't know it. And she says, you know what? Let's actually get a blood sample from you and we'll test your iron levels to see if you have low iron. And it turns in, they called me back and said, normal iron levels are about 11 and you have about 2. So we need to get you on an iron supplement ASAPs. They're like, go to Target right now, get iron. Like, we need you to do this like tonight. So
she's smiling. Bitch is on the verge of dying and she's laughing and smiling. These bitches are crazy.
Followed up. I took iron supplements and I actually followed up with a hematologist who, kept track of me, and I could get my levels back up to pretty much normal for a little while. And then I would bleed again and feel like crummy for like 2 weeks. So about 2 weeks out of the month, I felt okay. And then like 2 weeks out of the month, I would feel kind of crummy. So I was anemic from the blood loss every month, and I was dealing with the blood loss every month. And then January this year, we moved into our new apartment, which I'm in right now.
We who? She got a husband with this bullshit?
And I was, of course, unpacking boxes and building furniture and doing things. And I noticed that when I was doing all this, I'm having these back pains. And I'm like, I'm being really careful. It's not about me, overtaxing my back. And then I was also having these cramps.
I've had high blood pressure for years.
Oh, she got a husband
without a doctor,
or something.
it was hard to keep it under control.
Man.
Like cramps that I was like, if I was having my period. So I thought, well, maybe I have a copper IUD called Paragard. And I was like, well, maybe
Oh, here we go. Listen to this bullshit. Pimpin'. She said maybe she's talking about the dog. She said we moved in. Now, either she's talking about the dog or she's talking about a man, but she has a copper IUD in her pussy and she's bleeding every month. How conveniently to tell us that, bitch. Unbelievable.
Pains. And I'm like, I'm being really careful. It's not about me, overtaxing my back. And then I was also having these cramps. I'm like,
I'm gonna get that for you. Can you wear white, bitch? Can you wear white?
Cramps that I was like, if I was having my period. So I thought, well, maybe I have a copper IUD called Paragard. And I was like, well, maybe that's moved. Because I've had the event actually where my Paragard has moved or located another part of my uterus, and they had to take it out, give me a new one. So I was like, wonder.
So she pops IUDs in her pussy for raw sex.
That happened again. So I went to the gynecologist and he did an ultrasound and found that I had at least one fibroid. And I was like, well, that means that's that. But I didn't assume that was the reason for the heavy bleeding and stuff. So I came back and he,
Well, what about the copper IUD that's inserted in you? Ma'am.
Did another ultrasound where he mapped the fibroids, and which means he's going to do an ultrasound and actually look very carefully and count them and make a point and make a note of the location of them and the size. And he said he saw at least 3, and they were 3 centimeters and 5 centimeters. That's about the size of like, I think, a cherry and like a plum, respectively. So he gave me a number of treatment options for these fibroids. He was like, you can get a hormonal IUD that will sort of counteract I think they feed off estrogen, and this was a progesterone IUD, so it would counteract what they needed to sort of survive, and would likely shrink them, but maybe not, who knows. I could get a uterine ablation, which means I basically burn the inside of your uterus, I think, but it sort of makes you infertile, and I didn't really want to take that choice away from me. I could get a typical open myomectomy where they would open you up and take out the tumors that way, or I could get a laparoscopic myomectomy in which they insert, in which they give you some small incisions and do the procedure with the assistance of robot arms. The laparoscopic surgery had a shorter recovery time than a typical open myomectomy, and he said it was pretty successful and very accurate. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm just I'm just like, let's get him removed. I'm like, let's just do this. Like, let's just get him out. That's what I wanted to do, just get him out. So unfortunately, when this happened was the very start of the shutdown due to the global pandemic here in America, which was about early March. So I had to wait until late August to get a a consultation with a surgeon. And when I did, he was like, you're gonna feel so much better after I do this. He was like, I do this every day. Just take him out. He showed me pictures. It was really fascinating. You know, I was like, sign me up, let's do this. And I got a surgery date 3 weeks prior to now on the 8th of September. And yeah. So if you've never had a surgery before, it can be really scary because you an ankle surgery where I broke my ankle really bad and they had to put screws in my ankle. I had those screws, which means they had a catheter in my urethra and in my bladder. I know that this is like a lot of TMI for people, but that's most likely what's going to happen to you. And that can really irritate your urethra and your bladder. So I was up all night going back and forth to the bathroom, which is over there. And I didn't know what would happen. I didn't like register in my head that I had been catheterized until I talked to the nurse the next morning who called to check on me. But I was very tired. I slept a lot the first few days, and I was unable to sit up by myself. So I had my husband help me sit up. And
there you have it, guys. There you have it. Behind every bad box is a good man. That shit is wild. That shit is crazy. Think about how horrible this black woman is. Let me just break this down. So she has a husband, but she walks around with an IUD in her pussy, right? And this is to not have children, right? They told her we could do this certain procedure with the fibroids, and we can get rid of them, but it might mess up your chances of ever having a baby. She said, no, I don't want to do that one. Ma'am, you got an IUD in your pussy, so you trying to have a baby or not? You got a husband. What the fuck is wrong with you? Shit is wild. How does that make sense? You don't want them to fix your pussy because you want to have the opportunity to have children, but you haven't and been had an IUD in your pussy, so you don't have children. That shit don't make no sense, huh? That shit don't make no sense. Now that's a dumb black bitch, with all respect to her husband. That's stupid. Fuck you got an IUD in your pussy for?
The only thing I could really tolerate eating was like soup, crackers, and some cranberry juice and water. I didn't really want to eat a lot of heavy foods, and everybody's different from anesthesia, but after I come out from anesthesia, I don't really want to eat a lot of stuff. So I gradually got my appetite back after about a week, but for about a week, I didn't really want to eat much of anything. I managed my pain with Motrin, which is ibuprofen, and it was it was great. About like on Friday, I was very angry with me that I had done something to her, so I had a lot of really intense cramps, and the bleeding was about the same, that I had before. So I was dealing with this heavy bleeding, and then with the pain from my
ma'am, let me ask you a question. Was your husband ever able to get any pussy out of you? Because you said you was bleeding before this, then you didn't, and then you still bleed. When is your husband able to get some pussy on a regular basis? God damn.
My period, and then like everything was irritated, and going to the bathroom was very, 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 very uncomfortable. But I got through my period, which was like 7 days. So my first few days were spent sort of recovering from the anesthesia, and then I had the period, which was awful. But then after I got through that, it's been smooth sailing. I was not allowed to lift anything really. So I spent a long time not lifting the dog. So I didn't really go out very much. After I had my surgery, I spent a lot of time in the bed, just chilling, a lot of time playing video games. But I walked.
There you have it. Bitch got a good man. Put that bitch in pussy reconstruction surgery, and she could sit up and play video games and pet dogs and shit. Can't get no pussy though, not yet.
Around every day. I would walk around the apartment and make sure that I got up and moving, and that's what you should do too. Is you get up and moving as soon as you can, just to make sure I actually got to walk around the block, which was really special. And then now I'm basically back to my normal activity. I'm still taking it easy a little bit, but I'm basically back to my normal activity. I want to say that if you're nervous about having the surgery, that's totally normal, but just know that they're there to take care of you, and they're there to make sure that you have the most comfortable experience that you can, and that you will feel better in a few weeks. I know that the first like 10 days.
There you have it, guys. I mean, we cook the hell out of these bitches. You know what it is, man. My goodness. You want to? Oh, let me show you this other dude real quick. Let me show you this other dude real quick. That's my homie. That nigga very upset.
All right, y'all. So we got the news that we really didn't want. Like,
Why does this always happen to us?
every time.
Naomi does have a 5-centimeter cyst. Our actual doctor wasn't there to give us like the full direction right then and there. So we're gonna wait for our portal to be updated so that we can know exactly what the procedure is going forward.
You know, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I've had a cyst before in 2019 that I had to get removed. That was 10 centimeters, and then I also had a cyst last cycle. Now I didn't get removed before, but I'm pretty sure that's the same one that was there. It's just grew.
The reason why we didn't get it removed last time was because, the doctor was fearful that had we messed with that cyst, it could have even further depleted the ovarian reserve because this cyst is sitting on one of her ovaries.
Click the link in our bio to watch the full video.
There you go, guys. You think I'm the bad guy. You understand me? You think it's me. I'm showing you it's them. You hear me?
Sorry to keep y'all waiting for an update, but we finally have one. So today's day 11 after our IVF transfer. We had blood work done yesterday, and the doctor called today with the results, and they were negative. We are not pregnant. It wasn't a surprise to us when the doctor called with the results because we've been taking at-home tests since the middle of last week. All of those tests were coming back negative, so we pretty much knew there was a very slim chance the blood work was going to come back positive. So we've kind of already been dealing with it for a few days now and processing it, and we wanted to wait on the official results from the doctor before we updated y'all. So our next steps are kind of unknown at this time because we have 9 frozen embryos that we can use for the next transfer, and we definitely will do another transfer, but we don't really know when.
Talk to me, pimpin'. Talk to me. Come on, y'all. Think that poor man grew up thinking he was going to have to do all of this? Talking about frozen transfers. Bro, just to get a baby? Wow. Look at this bitch. You want to see what a bitch look like? Ain't nobody that's looking at them can sit there and not say, ma'am, you know he too good for you. Come on, man. You know he too good for you. You had him, but you couldn't close the deal. You had him. He's too good for you. You ain't good enough. And you niggas watch YouTube, but you don't watch it to where you can see, hey, where bitches ain't good enough to good, decent men. You watching bitches talk that talk.
We're just tired. We knew going into this process that it was going to be really difficult. I felt like we were prepared. However, it was a lot more difficult than we had anticipated. Physically, emotionally, all of the medications that Brooke was having to take or inject took a real toll on her body. It put a real strain on both of us. I feel like she became a pain cushion for all the injections, and I feel like I became a pharmacist. I was just constantly having to keep up with all the medications and times, and I was administering the injections, and it just got hard on both of us. You don't prepare for the strain it's going to put on your relationship. Brooke approaches things from a very emotional standpoint, and I typically go into these kind of things more analytical and just two different perspectives when we approach these situations. Sometimes I kind of find it hard to see why she's feeling such big feelings, and she finds it hard to see why I can be so separated from a situation. It's just how we both process. things differently. She wants to feel it and deal with it in the moment and get through it. I want to I just want to get through it as quickly as possible without feeling it. And it's just our defense mechanisms. They don't prepare you for that when you're meeting with doctors and talking to specialists. So we're going to take a minute to just let Brooke's body relax and heal.
There you have it, fellas. You want to know what type of pain a man goes through? Dealing with the modern woman? It'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind, son. I appreciate you niggas watching. You niggas ain't donating, but I appreciate it.
Anyways, y'all, STEMS, day 1, IVF cycle 2. So basically today, y'all, we are going to be taking 3 injections. I'm not talking to y'all like this. We are taking 3 injections. We have Zomactin, something. Basically, long story short, this is a growth hormone. Next, we got Gonal. I don't know what this bad boy do.
Oh, hold on. Somebody donated. Hold on. Real Talk Single Fathers. Oh shit, my nigga Real Talk Single Fathers donated, son. Yo, this portion of the show is sponsored by Real Talk Single Fathers. Let's get it.
Man, yes, sir.
What it's like, guys. This is IVF day 1. Yeah. We took all 3. We took the Gonal, we took the Megatron, and we took the Menpure.
Do you brothers want to have a baby like that? Do you brothers want to be a part of this? Fuck this bitch. That music and shit. Yeah, they did us dirty, son.
Okay, so you know how it's testing out the trigger, and like there's HCG in my system, so it had to go like negative and then to positive.
Okay.
So I'm testing the last like 4 days. Look at those.
We are messed up. I think it was.
So I never usually come on and do these kind of videos, but today I just kind of thought, fuck it, why not? Because I always wished that when I first started like our infertility journey and when we first started our IVF journey, I wish I was given the information that I've been given now. It would have made my first round so much easier. I probably wouldn't have started my first round, well, our first round of IVF straight away. And I would have given myself a little bit of time to just prepare myself. But when you're told that you need to go through IVF, it's like a ton of bricks hitting you, for one. And 2, you just want to start it straight away because you want that baby more than anything in the world. And I'm sure whoever is watching this and going through any sort of infertility journey or IVF journey thinks exactly the same. But I wish I had someone to tell me all these things when I was first starting, because it would have made everything so much easier. You feel like a deer in the headlights when you first start your first round of IVF. You do not know what to expect. you don't know if you're doing the right thing. Just loads. There's like an accumulation of different things which you think, fuck, what is going on? Like literally, what is going on? So I thought I'd do a little video on like how and what I've changed basically. Little bit of background. We've done 2 rounds of IVF now. We're about to embark on our 3rd round of IVF next year, so 2025. And I feel a lot more prepared for it. We're going private, which is the best thing ever. Girlies, I know there's probably some couples on here that have managed to get pregnant and IVF work through the NHS, but I've had nothing but bad experiences with the NHS and IVF. But that's another story. If you want to hear that, I will post that on.
So, what have you learned thus far? 2 rounds. So they spent big money twice, and now they're going private. So they're going to spend some extra big money just to get some pussy pregnant. Is it worth it, gentlemen?
Another video. But I thought I'd just do a little video on things that you can do, things that you can swap out and change, just to help, because I know it's really difficult. And like I say, even if this video only helps one person, then buzzing. I mean, if it helps no one, then. But to do it for ages, and I just think, why not? Like, and I really do hope this helps someone. So I'm going to stop ranting on, and I'm going to show you first what I've done to help try and balance my hormones. I have got PCOS. I'm not a severe case of it, but
guys.
PCOS. I have got PCOS. I'm not a severe case of it.
Her womb is so polluted. I can't even have a fucking little baby with her.
I have got PCOS. I'm not a severe case of it, but I have got it. So I'm just going to show the things that I've implemented, things that I've changed, just for infertility.
But before you go on, now you're saying that you have PCOS and this and that and that and this. Do you think your husband would have a better chance of just making a baby the normal way with a woman who did not have PCOS or anything? Do you think he would just be better off? No disrespect, sis. Sorry for the question. Sorry.
In general, so women. So number 1 for me was deodorants only, safe area anyway, but you know, this one is just from Helena Barrett.
She might be talking about her diet or some dumb shit like that. Hold on, y'all. Sometimes this shit get to skipping.
Today's day 6 of our IVF journey, and it's starting to get tough. There's not a lot of spots to poke me with anymore. After my shots, I have my morning medication, and we were off to our 3rd doctor's appointment, which is wild to think about. It went all right, but afterwards, guys, I was just exhausted. I'm really starting not to feel well. I laid down for a little bit, and then we got some lunch, starting to get bloated and swollen, and here's a breakdown of what's been going on. We had a doctor's appointment this morning. We got some news that we just weren't, happy about.
Right. You wanted to do a fresh transfer, and it looks like that might not be the case because her estrogen levels are a little higher.
But they're high because we have about 32 eggs. Fingers crossed, please send us all the baby dust and all the good vibes that we'll be able to do a fresh transfer. I really want to. If it doesn't happen, we'll be back in September to do it then. So that's the update. Then we did our shots, and we're officially.
There you go, guys. This is the new way that men are having children. Class is in session, players. You heard me?
guys. I have baby here. And I have a surprise for him. So he doesn't know what's.
Oh, they might have got some results or some shit. Yeah, guys, that's what's happening, man. That's what's happening in these streets, pimpin'. Hate to disappoint you, man. I know you niggas don't like it, but that's what your black sister done. She done fucked you all the way up, pimpin'. She reduced you niggas. She reduced you niggas to where you can't insert your eggplant. Because she has corrupted herself. That shit is wild, son. When you think about it, it's wild. These people are sick. Oh, matter of fact, let me try to mute this so y'all can see this. This is crazy. Hold on, let me try to mute this. Y'all need to see this shit. This is the new way that men have to have children. Look at this shit. Let me get all this stuff out the way. This is crazy. Look at this bullshit. Pop shooting the bitch in the ass to get pregnant. Are you kidding me? Sorry, guys.
At 9:30. So we have been waiting all day for this phone call to let me know if I'm pregnant or not. And we were such in like a fluster in like a hurry and just like frantic trying to record the phone call that I forgot to press play. So unfortunately, we don't have the video of her telling us that we're pregnant. I don't remember what the number was. Do you remember?
Yo, they messed our communities up, son. They messed America up to where these bitches are begging to get a man after fucking up their lives. You know?
While you were out today, the doctor called and told me the breakdown of everything from our PGT test.
The shit ain't right. The shit ain't right.
So this is the second update of my IVF journey with my husband. This is the appointment I was kind of nervous for. I thought I was going to be okay, but like sitting in the parking lot, I am quite nervous for it, especially with my history of endometriosis and having history of...
Class, you know all the rules. You heard her. She's telling you the truth.
This is the appointment I was kind of nervous for. I thought I was going to be okay, but like sitting in the parking lot, I am quite nervous for it, especially with my history of endometriosis and having history of scar tissue and cysts in my uterus and tubes. So today it is my first.
Man, would it be safe to say that you are all the way fucked up? Yeah, but with the new technology, they can work miracles. Touche, sis. Do what you got to do. At least you got a good man behind you.
Scar tissue and cysts in my uterus and tubes. So today it is my first of many sauna histograms, and they are making sure that my uterus is clear. So the doctor is going to fill my uterus with water and then make sure I don't have like scar tissue or fibroids in my uterus. If I remember right, the last time I had scar tissue was in my fallopian tube. So I'm hoping that I don't have any in my uterus. If I do, I unfortunately have to have surgery again for my endometriosis to clear me out, basically. And then that is going to push back our IVF a couple or few months. If I am clear, then we will continue.
At least she was honest, y'all. Everybody else that we watched wasn't honest. At least she was honest. Okay? She said she's sitting here in the car and she's very scared to go try to start this IVF journey with her husband because she has a history of bad things that went on in her box prior. So she knows she's under the gun already. The other women just say, yeah, I'm just going IVF. No, there's a reason why. And this woman told you. So at least she was honest. Give her that. The other women are not honest why they're doing IVF. You understand me? They just fleecing these guys. You know, when it's too late. Always when it's too late, player. Oh, hold on. You got a black dude. Oh, no, he ain't black. Just another sucker. Just another sucker that had to have a sci-fi baby. Yeah, the nigga had to have a sci-fi baby, son. Hold on. I thought I saw something. All right, guys, let's see what this bitch talking about. They ain't letting the bitch play. Let's get a reset.
I got married in 2019. 2 months after, my father-in-law started calling to find out if I had conceived yet. That was how the pressure set in. My husband and I said,
Yeah, I think we saw that already. But anyway, we cooked enough, man. I did my thing. Real Talk Single Father sponsored the show. One love. So we got all that going on. And I'm going to reset, man, because my gladiator coming home soon. So I'm going to just, we did our little bit of time. We showed y'all the new way that black men are having babies willingly. How bitches lie, knowing that their box can't deliver. Then they cry because their box can't deliver. So we learned a lot today. All right. We did heavy cooking. It was beautiful, man. Yo, the bitch did the IVF, right? And she got pregnant. And she went over to her family house, her father, her grandmother, her mother, her sister, her cousin, her uncles. Everybody was there, right? Poor man couldn't even fuck to make a baby. And they paid like $50,000. Anyway, I'm out of here.